in the week, I called Karl up. I said, how are you, mate? He went, not too bad. Now, as you know, his girlfriend's been away for ages, hasn't she? Covering the World Cup, the African
Nations
Cup. She's a sports journalist.
Well, yeah.
All right. Okay.
I love the fact you're thinking, what does that mean? Like, well, she's not much of a journalist, Rick, to be honest. I've read some of her stuff.
No, but she's not on air. She does stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of journalists do. You always want to make clear that you're not going out with Kate Adie. That's what you want to make clear, isn't it? Yeah. Now, so she'd seen none of the meteoric rise of Karl as a broadcaster.
She's been away for the whole time
a
since you've sort of
raconteur,
become...
a wit.
Yeah.
A cult figure, to be honest. And he hadn't told her this, so, apparently he went home and she was sitting there, looking a bit grumpy, went, alright, so yeah. She went, should we go out then? She went, I'm not sure I want to go out with an idiot. Right?
Oh, no!
Yeah. And she went, Loch Ness Monster. Why don't you just think, of course the Loch Ness Monster lives in Loch Ness. And she was giving a bit of a hard time. She went, that's why he said, that's why I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her really. Same thing happened when I was at school and I had to play drums in Little Donkey. I didn't tell my parents, right? But my dad turned up anyway. And what happened?
He,
How old were you, Karl?
Well, it was the school that I used to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. You went, you used to go to the school you used to go to?
No, but what I mean is,
on.
I didn't go to secondary, did I? So I missed a lot of that.
Sure.
But primary I liked.
Oh,
it was all colouring in and stuff.
Yep.
And, it was a Christmas play, and I managed to get a part in it. And,
Did you audition?
No. Got a part in it, and I should have been playing the drums to, the one about Kings. We
Three Kings.
Yeah. I was meant to be doing that. But Little Donkey came on. And it was one of the...
What do you mean came on?
That was like next up on you know, the next song.
Right.
And it's one of them songs that you can't help sort of...
Tapping along to.
Yeah. Do you know, like if I was to go,
Yeah, you'd have to finish it with...
Yeah. Do you know that they actually send that into space?
Do they?
And...
What, hoping that aliens will respond with that?
Yeah. They do that. Because apparently it is one of them things that you can't help.
What, even if you're an alien life form?
Yeah.
They know that, do they?
Yeah. But anyway...
What, because they watch Star Trek or something?
Hello. Knock, knock.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Is it true, like, if you send out knock knock into space, they have to say that?
Oggy, oggy, oggy. Oh, that is great.
Seriously.
Oh, hold on, what's something out there? Was a little green fellow? That is great.
Yeah, so anyway,
That is
Little Donkey is like one of them tunes that you can't, and I was there and I had the drumstick and I thought, oh god.
The drumstick!
I could feel myself, and anyway,
Just wanting to do it, yeah.
I started going along and playing Little Donkey, which I wasn't meant to do, but it went down such a storm.
What, were there people like parents and that dozing off, and then suddenly they heard your version of Little Donkey, they thought, wait a minute, now it's really picking up.
What do you mean?
I'm glad we paid £1.50 for this.
What do you mean it went down such a storm? They're going, hold on, was it like when
People have
Ringo...
lighters in the air.
You know, like when Ringo joined the Beatles, and they were going, boo, Pete Best, but he went...
Yeah,
and they went, whoa! Oh, God.
No, but the teacher just said, oh, it went down really well, you can do that again tonight.
Right.
When you're in it again. But anyway, so my dad was there, and
you hadn't told him about this performance, so he just turned up off his own back.
I never took the letters home and stuff to show my mum and dad, because it just put me off. So, anyway, he turned up, don't know why, he must have heard from someone else's dad.
Yeah.
He turned up, and he swore about me, which...
Did he?
I don't...
Could you use a word
that's allowed to be said? The word?
Of course it is.
Right. If you got a kid in the car or anything, you can turn it down now.
Yeah.
Right? But he said... there was a guy stood next to him with a camera, big video camera, filming it. And he said, yeah, film it, but try and avoid getting the twat in the hat in the shot. Because I had one of those porters, you know, the little round pork pie hats on.
Right.
This is so sad.
What, was this a nativity play?
It was about Jesus and stuff.
Yeah, well, there was a porter there helping him with his bags.
Of course there was, I forgot.
I mean, Mary and Joseph, they got there. Yeah, because it was the hope, you know, because the inn was full. Yeah. But I think the porter doubled up with the inn and the stable.
Right, that was nice.
So he
carry bags over, yeah.
Yeah, no, so yeah.
You're right, though. I don't know why I was wearing one of them. But I was. And
your father said that? And how did you know your father said that? Did you hear it?
About it later.
Oh, he told you about it later?
Yeah, I was talking about stuff I'd done at school, and he said, oh, God, remember that, and I spoke to him the other day about it.
Right.
And, yeah,
oh, God.
shame.
So that was the end of your sort of drumming career, really? Because it could have been, I mean, you know, the audience loved it the night before.
Yeah.
You could have, like, been, like, who knows, a whole new world for you.
Yeah.
Have you done any stuff?
I've never drummed. I wish I had, man.
That is
That's a movie story, but...
Is that, and that's why you don't tell, your mum and dad don't know you on the radio, do they?
I think when they were down the other weekend, they had to come in, I just said, I'll just go in and press the buttons.
Because they could listen on Sky Digital, couldn't they?
They could do.
But you wouldn't want that, would you?
I don't want that.
No. Play a record, and I want to talk to you again a little bit about this later.
Yeah.
Right.
When we were talking to Carl in the week, the things we were talking to Carl is that you come up with something that's sort of like, quite innocent, and he goes, well, once, right? And you realise that it's comedy dynamite. He doesn't know it, but we want to go save it. And he let out, you were filling in a form, weren't you? It was all like your girlfriend thinking you're a div. And it's happened before, isn't it? Because she came home and you'd filled out a form to get a job once, hadn't you?
Yeah.
What was that for?
Granada Telly.
And on it...
Well, let Carl explain.
Yeah.
You see, this is what annoys me with job applications, because rather than just saying, do you want the job and what can you bring to this business?
Yeah. Do you want the job is a good one.
Because the thing is...
That's sort of the one for the boys.
No, listen, right?
Because if they say no, I don't think they want the job.
Yeah, but listen.
Go on.
I mean, I presume with what you do, you have to take people on and stuff.
What, in a fight, you mean?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's more important that you're willing to graft and put the hours in.
Sure.
Than say that, you know, you did well at school.
Yes.
Sure.
Because if I wanted to, I could have done well at school.
Of course.
I just didn't want to.
Yeah. So where's this going? So you had the application form.
So when it came to the qualifications bit and that, I couldn't fill them in because I didn't have any qualifications. And it was also asking about your languages. And I put down English quite good.
English quite good.
And his girlfriend came over and seen the form that he'd sent off. This was a copy of it.
Yeah.
And so she went, oh, you know what I mean? So that's what started, you know, the disappointment.
So they're going to get that and think that you're not English.
I don't think I've got it. It was ages ago.
Right.
How long ago was it?
Oh, well, it was when I was still in Manchester, so 5 years ago.
I don't think you've got to know. No, I think you...
There could be a long list.
I mean, there's probably a lot of admin problems in that organisation, but they probably...
But what I meant by it is that, you know, I can speak English, but I don't know all these long words that people use all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, can I just tell this quickly? In the week, I'm talking to you now, the listener. Usually I don't.
Yeah.
Carl said, about embarrassing him on air and that, and he's worried about his education, and he was worried about not knowing long words. Like, we come up with any long words. And he said, no, I was scared, you were going to ask me something about, someone, and he's a Eastern European leader. His surname is Milosevic. And Carl said, so I learnt it this week, and learnt it so you can't catch me out in case you start. I said, what? And he said, he thought about it, and he went, Flobodan Milosevic.
Got the surname right, though, didn't he?
So what's his name?
Right?
What's his name?
That's how Bill and Ben would address this leader.
How would they have said it?
Flobodan Milosevic.
What's his name?
Slobodan Milosevic.
Yeah.
Well done. Anyway, Carl, look, you almost let it slip then as you were talking about your filling out that application form. There's some big news that everyone needs to know, which we were stunned by in the week, although the more we sort of talk to you, the more it starts to fall into place.
Yeah.
But Carl, what's the story?
That I haven't got me exam results from the GCSEs.
He never turned up to get his exam results.
I was working.
And so, how many did you take in the end? Because you weren't even sure about that, were you? You think you took maths and English, don't you?
Yeah.
And you think you've handed in the artwork for art, don't you?
Now, art was continual assessment, wasn't it? Coursework. And what was that you made?
I made a man sort of putting his arms into a car.
You made a model of a man putting his arms into a car.
What was this?
So
sort
that
of
one's passed.
Was that, this is a homage to break-ins in Manchester? Was this? What was this? Oh, look, he does what he sees.
Yeah.
So
you've got that. That's safe. You definitely got that one.
So you've taken art, you've taken English and maths, you think? So this is what we're going to do, listeners. We're going to try and find out his exam results for him and tell him next week.
Live on air.
We're going to call his school, we're going to try and track him down, and we are going to have a little envelope, and we are going to give Carl, at the age of 29, his O-level results. GCSEs, yeah.
Now, Carl, so you took maths,
Yeah.
you think, you took English, do you remember turning up to do those? Do you remember sitting in the room filling in the forms?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you feel you did?
I don't think I did well.
You don't think you did well? Did you revise?
No.
Why didn't you revise?
Because I don't really believe in it.
Okay.
Well, it's just that if you don't know it, then you don't know it. You shouldn't have to start looking at a book. If I went to like the hospital
Yeah.
And the doctor said, "Oh, you need your appendix out," but hang on a minute, I've just got to read up on it.
Yeah.
That isn't good enough.
Okay.
He should know, and that's the way I feel about it.
To be fair, though,
He did do the revision beforehand.
yeah, they don't usually pass on, like, maybe, like, when they're in practice.
Yeah,
7
information they
years down
took
the
in
line.
by osmosis.
Yeah, yeah, and bloke comes in and goes, "Can I just see what you did with that?" And I goes, "You've passed."
Yeah.
Phew. That's a good one. Yeah.
Good job I watched Casualty.
I just like the way, you know, the things that interest me, I remember. Things
Okay.
like snakes not having ears and stuff.
Yes.
I didn't have to read about that.
No, you just learnt that, yeah.
You saw it on the telly, didn't you? You saw it on that Ian Wright programme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what Carl said to me. He said, it's actually, I called Carl up in the week, and Reese was with him. You know, Reese used to be on XFM,
Yeah,
and he took the phone, and he went, "Carl's worried, I've seen that programme." He said, "Snakes don't have ears, right?" He said, "So you can creep up on them and pick them up." And he said, "Carl's worried." He said, "How do you ever put them down again?" Because then they know that you're there.
I woke up the other night quite late,
Worried about that.
and I said to my girlfriend, I said, "How do you put a snake down?" And she said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "That Ian Wright thing, this guy managed to pick up a snake. And do you know that thing where they clamp its head on a jar to get the poison out?"
I do now.
Right? They did that, but they didn't show you how they got rid of it, and I thought, it could really get nasty, because it's obviously annoyed that you've had its head pressed in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They hate that.
Now,
Especially as it's in front of their mates.
when you lift it off,
Yeah.
right, you've got hold of it.
Yeah.
If you go to chuck it down, it's going to turn on you.
It's going to go wild, isn't it?
So, I just wondered.
Well, what you do is you never put it down, Carl.
Yeah, that's why
That's what happens.
that bloke has got about 11 or 12 just carrying him.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never put it down. You sling it. Who cares?
You just throw it, don't you, really far.
That's not that. I don't think you should throw.
But Carl, listen, don't worry. We're not asking you to get involved with snakes. We're just asking you now. You've done maths, you think?
Yeah.
Did no revision for that.
No.
Okay. English. Do you remember what it was? Did they ask you about Shakespeare? Did they ask you
I
about
can't
books?
remember, but I must have done it because I thought that was...
It was English language, not English literature, wasn't it? So it was
Was it
like
spelling and all that
So
sort
was it? No, was it like a comprehension? You read a passage and had to ask questions on it. Was it? Did you have to
I might
write a
not have
short
done
essay?
I don't know, I can't remember any of that.
Okay.
I did a science,
Okay. Physics or chemistry?
physics.
All right. Well done. And this is all you think?
You actually took that. You actually took physics GCSE. You think?
You're obliged to do a language, I think. Did you do French?
I did French for a bit,
I
but
don't think you are. I don't think you have to do a
I
language.
think you have at GCSE. I think you've got to.
Well, English quite good. I think that's his language he did.
I
So you don't know about
I can't
language, history,
remember.
geography?
Just what you will find out, won't we?
Okay, but you just can't remember. I can't believe you can't remember turning up for these things, because it's quite a big moment in people's lives. It is the thing that you've been working to all of your educational life.
On the day that the things came out, I was working at as a printer,
Okay.
and it was a really busy
A lot
day.
of spelling mistakes. That
It was
day,
a really
that
busy
paper,
day,
wasn't
so
it?
you're bound to forget.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
exams.
No, but I had to use gold ink that day.
Oh.
And it's,
Yeah,
I mean, you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
a printer,
yeah.
so you don't know.
No, that's the biggie, innit?
But it's tough. You've got to really get your rollers clean.
Carl, play a record, mate, and good luck with the exam results. Hopefully we'll have them for you by next week.
It's time to give Carl... You're actually nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Just to recap, Carl is 30 this year. He never went to get his results of his GCSEs. So myself and Steve took upon ourselves to phone his school, track them down, and we actually got your results. What did you think you took?
Did English,
Right.
maths,
Yeah.
art,
Right.
and I think I did physics.
Okay. Well, you didn't do any of them.
Eh?
You didn't do any of them. You didn't register. You registered for one exam and took one exam and got results for one exam. So I don't know what you thought you were turning up to, or you weren't registered, or you didn't.
You're familiar with the notion of registering for an exam. You have to kind of officially register in order to be eligible.
What do you mean, register? I turned up for a couple.
Yeah, you can't just show up. You have to register for them.
You have to pay this because it costs the school money, so they have had to have paid for you if they thought you were going to pass. You can't just turn up on the day and ask for some paper at the front.
I never got a letter telling me that.
Well, that's because you were never at school.
But you did somehow register or registered for one exam. You registered for history.
It's a topic that you've always been interested in.
I was saying to Ricky before, World War II, I loved it.
Not the actual event.
No,
the
but
study
just
of it. You
all
mean?
the stuff like, about the Anderson shelters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the bombs and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I took it, it had nothing to do with that. It was more about the Tudors.
So the Second World War didn't come up? You mean there was no questions about the Anderson shelters?
Nothing.
That's devastating.
So
So what are you expecting the result to be?
is that seriously? Is that it?
Yeah, it's the only one you took and registered.
As far as the school is concerned, or
yeah.
certainly in
Well, it's the
terms
only
of
one
what
that
they told
counts.
us.
It's the only result. It's the only one that counts. Yeah, you've got.
I don't. Did you register for yours?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got certificates and everything.
So what? Do you do that before the exam? Do you have to go somewhere and sign something, or?
Yeah, you don't check your results and then decide if you want to register. It's not like Millionaire when you look at the question and go, I think I'll take the money.
Yeah.
You go.
No.
But anyway, you must have registered for one, or maybe your teacher put you in for
I
it.
didn't do it.
They must have been confident. They must have been confident. They must have thought your best bet was history.
Right. So, what did they get?
You got an E, which I think, I mean, technically, is a pass.
E.
It's a bad pass, but there's F,
How
and there's
much
U.
You're not going to be doing a PhD.
You can get an F, right, which is fail, and then a U, which is ungraded. Now, I don't know why the U exists, because F means you failed. U is like them going, you not only failed, but you wasted my time.
So,
We're annoyed that you took this exam.
so you thought they'd register me to get an E?
Well, they didn't.
Well, they
think
didn't.
you'd get
I
any.
think they were hoping. It was rather like you with the lottery. They were hoping
see-
for something better than
You
nothing.
see, I assume that the man who registered for that thought he can scrape an E if Anderson shout was come up.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You've got. Now, what I'd like to do, Carl, is I've started your re-education. You've read a book on Rasputin. I'll be asking you a few questions about that later. I've got another book for you to read next week. Next week, I've got a
I'm
little.
not in the mood.
What?
Not in the mood.
Oh, come on. Look. What's that? What does that say?
It's that fella. It's the picture of the bloke that he used to use for Citizen Smith.
Yeah? Che Guevara.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was quite happy, I think, when he found out that Robert Lindsay was involved. He went, yeah, of course you can. No worries. No worries, yeah.
What
So-
are your feelings, Carl? What
do you think? Are you
emotions
depressed?
I'm just a bit annoyed because I'm sure I turned up for more, so it just wasted me time.
Listen, they don't matter.
I'm sure I
you're
did
doing.
more
You're
than
doing
one.
very well. You know, you can educate yourself. GCSEs are merely a step on the ladder to help you, not just for education, but you know, they're more vocational than anything else. You're doing very well, and you're reading books. Don't worry about it. But
It's
can I
not a
suggest
concern.
something? But if you want, I'll pay for you to take history again.
Carl, we'd love to see you get a C or above. And
Well,
we're
I'll
willing
pay
to...
for you, and I'll get you some books. Right now, listen. We can let's get. I reckon. When are the exams? June.
Something like that, yeah.
We're registered. We'll try and register next week, and I reckon you can get an A or B
I'm
history.
Busy, I'm busy.
in history. No, don't worry about it. It's just easy. I get you Brody's notes. If Heat magazine, they love you, Carl. They could probably sort something out. They could probably pay for a tutor. They got a lot of money. They sell a lot of magazines.
I mean, it is always, almost always, and you found that out, I discovered this, it's always the Tudors and Stuarts. There's no fear for them not coming up. Now, what do you already know about them? You must already know stuff about Henry VIII and Elizabeth.
No, because it's too long ago to even get interested in. Do you know what I mean? You can't
Is that why you
relate to
didn't-
it.
Okay.
The Anderson thing, it was like, God, you know, I bet my mum and dad were in an Anderson shelter. You know, this is interesting.
What, when they-
Oh, my granddad would have, like, had something to do with this. But the Tudors, it's like, I don't know even if they had a family back then.
Play a record. If we come back
Hang
to
on,
this.
hang
Sorry,
on. I
Steve,
just,
sorry.
because I need to introduce my the new feature.
Yeah.
For the
I
record.
don't know if I had a family back then.
Carl,
You're a
listen, let me
genius,
just
Carl.
ask you now, right? If you can finish this sentence, we've got a chance. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded.
Died. What is it?
We just need to do a little bit of work, but otherwise I think you're going to be fine. It's how you remember what happened to Henry VIII's wives.
They're little.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded.
It's like spam. Support. What's it? Support, protection, anchorage, movement. That's how
You're
you
going to that's nothing to do with the Tudors
No,
and
that's to
Stuarts.
do with the skeleton.
Yeah, see, no, we're not doing biology.
Mnemonics and acronyms. and
What happened to Henry VIII's last wife? Did she die or did she not die? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded.
Do you know that the only king that has got a moustache is... No. The only king that hasn't got a moustache is the King of Hearts on the playing cards.
Carl is genuinely. I don't know if he's actually upset or embarrassed, but it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? You were 15 and didn't go to school.
If you were my friends, I think you would have just said, "Oh, we can't find them."
Why?
Because
But you just wanted to know.
What to do with that?
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's ridiculous. Do it again because you want to learn, because there's great things in the world to learn about. Don't worry. Look, GCSE is vocational. Is vocationally for a 15, 16-year-old to go on to do A-levels or whatever, or to get results. But you don't need that because you've done very well. You don't care about the Tudors and the Stuarts. I mean, you know.
I mean, I've had a couple of jobs, not this one, because you don't need qualifications to get a job.
Obviously.
In the radio.
Yeah, obviously.
You're absolutely right.
But the ones that I have got in the past, I did, because I didn't collect them, I had to lie. And I didn't like go mad. I didn't say I had A's and stuff. But I didn't put history down because I didn't even know I did it.
So it's a bonus.
I kind of treated myself to like a D and a couple of C's and that, so it's like, well, he's not.
I love the fact that Carl even then was honourable. It's like, I'll at least put down the ones I think I took and lie, but the ones I didn't take, I won't lie about.
Yeah, and don't give yourself a B.
Exactly.
If they're going to find out you lied, give yourself a B next time,
It could
Carl.
backfire, couldn't it? I mean, my brother's a bit mental, and he used to do things like go for jobs and say, "Oh yeah, I've done this before," like being a mechanic, and he's never even picked up a spanner, and yet he'd have the confidence to go and try and fix cars. Well, I'm not that daft, but God, and he.
Who do you blame for this?
That's just an easy way out. I have to blame myself. No?
Yeah.
What was the teacher like?
Well, there's loads of different ones. I didn't like. I mean, the history teacher, it is my own fault because with her, she's a bit mental, and I used to kind of stop the lesson by saying, "Oh, miss, tell us about your fireplace you've got that is made from a gravestone." Because that's what
That
she
would
had.
stop any English teacher in their tracks.
And she loved telling you about it.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh,
I learned
brilliant.
that from a teacher.
So that's why I didn't know about divorce, head loss, and all that.
Yeah.
Dandruff legs. Horse, head loss, dandruff legs.
But remember now, divorce beheaded died, divorce beheaded survived. That's all you got to remember.
And what's that?
That's what happened to Henry VIII's various
In order.
wives. In order.
What does it spell out?
No, it doesn't spell out
spell anything, you just
it's
gotta
saying
remember the rhythm.
In order in which he married.
Yeah, but it helps. It's like when my mum taught me the alphabet. She taught me as like a song.
A,
And like
B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, constant. No, not like that.
Huh.
That's how everyone else could do it, and I couldn't do it that way.
Right.
What tune did she do it to?
A, B, C, D. It was A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I feel like, feels like Christmas Day.
What, you didn't get the gift you wanted?
Yeah, do you know that, like, anticlimax?
Yeah.
When,
You've been looking forward to it for so long.
yeah, you know,
Well, I mean, I knew you were looking forward to it. That's why it took you 14 years to get the result, and then it was 2 other people that got them for you.
Do you wish that we hadn't done it?
no. It's alright.
It's alright, isn't it?
What's your girlfriend going to say?
I don't think I'll see her again.
She likes a man who knows about the Tudors and Stuarts, does she?
Yeah, first gladiator, then the...
Yeah, you've been bluffing. Whenever she said, "What do you go to Stuarts?" You go, "Good." Like,
Yeah.
lots of things, but look, it's a bird.
What happened to Henry VIII's last wife?
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, Friends is on telly.
It's on.
No, I just changed the subject by saying things like, you know, about the only king in a pack of cards.
That threw off the scent.
That threw us off the scent.
That wouldn't fool an invigilator, would it? That's the thing. You can't use that one with an exam board.
Carl, have you ever logged on to Friends Reunited? It was the site that everyone was talking about last year.
No.
Are you aware of the concept?
I've heard about it, but there's no one from school who'd want to see it
Hook up with.
again, really.
So basically, for those that don't know, you have to log on to his website, and then it helps you track down your old schoolmates if they've also logged on and stuff. And we took the liberty, really, of looking on the Friends Reunited site and typing in your school and trying to track down any of your old mates. We didn't get in touch with any of them, don't worry.
We didn't do that.
We're not going to surprise you with them now.
No.
But I was just interested to know, like, some of your thoughts on some of the names that I could run past you. I mean, these are people from your year. Just tell me if you recognise the names. Sarah Morris?
God, yeah. Remember her?
Go on, you're grinning. What's the thought? Go on.
No, just, she was alright. She was a popular one.
What does that mean?
She was nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what about Darren Buckley?
He was one of my best mates.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What do you reckon he's doing now? Do you still keep in touch?
When my mum and dad were still in Manchester and they had a butty shop, he used to go in because the bookies was next door.
I love the way you paint a picture. If you did this in your history exam, Carl, you will walk it.
Go on. So your parents had a butty shop. There was a bookies next door.
Yeah, and he liked having a bit of a gamble, so he used to. I think he works for some insurance company.
Do you think that his fiancée Beth knows he's got a gambling problem? Or that his 2-year-old son Lewis?
No.
Yeah, they live in Cheadle Holme.
Cheadle Hume. He must be doing well.
He's still supporting the Blue Army and frequents the shrine on a fortnightly basis.
Funny thing with him is, right, when I used to stay over at his house, and his dad was a copper, and I remember his dad came down and said, right, I want to see you two. I was like, oh God, what's happened? And got us round the table. And he said, do you know much about drugs? So we were like, what's all this about? So he goes, you know, they're not good for anyone, you know, the stupid thing to get into. And we're like, yeah, we know. And he went, you know, do you? We said, yeah. He said, what's this then? And he'd found something in his bedroom, and it was a Skittle.
What, the sweet?
Do you know little sweets with the S on it? And
Oh, really?
Drugs.
Yeah.
So he said, well, yeah, it's a Skittle. Yeah, I know what it is.
Oh, he was bluffing like that as a slang word.
Yeah, he thought because he was a copper, he probably had to be down with all the terms and that. So we said, oh, it's a Skittle. And he said, yeah, I know what it is, but what's it doing in your bedroom?
Oh.
It was like, no, it's a toffee. So, Darren there.
Yeah, I know, it's a toffee, it's a squib, it's a, yeah.
Carl, more people from your past. Debbie Carr?
Yeah, she was another nice one.
What does that mean? Is that a euphemism?
No, she was one of them that you'd sort of go, she's nice, but she'd never be your girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? She was,
Not really.
Even though she was in the same year, she seemed a lot older.
Right.
And like,
Wasn't a teacher, was it?
There was 3 of them who all hung together, and they seemed to hang around like the older kids, the ones who looked like men. Do you know what I mean? They had,
What did you look like then?
Well, it's just that I had youthful sort of looks, whereas like the older ones had like beards and stuff.
It's the gang of boys in the 5th form with beards. Were they smoking pipes? Come over here, me filly. Oi, Debbie Carr, come over here, you little beauty.
No, but she was like...
I love that. Hanging around with beards. There's the big boys. Oh, fishing. That's lovely beards. What do you
I
mean?
just see a whole row of George Bernard Shaws. Brilliant.
How do you do in history, boy? Think on E. You're an idiot. Oh.
They were like, you know, I'd be there sort of punching people in the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a great game.
Oh, I love that, punch people in the arm.
Is that part of the Olympics now?
it's I think it was exhibition this year.
Right.
But it's
going to be a pro next year.
It's going to be the Winter Olympics because you've got to do it in just a cap sleeve shirt in winter. Yeah.
So you're playing that?
She, but whilst
But she didn't appreciate that. She used to go, ow!
No, I always think whilst I was doing that, they were like the Charlie's Angels and they'd be sorting out a mission somewhere. Because they were really like, there was something about them that you thought, you know, they're special.
They were private detectives.
What do they work for a man they never see?
Okay, well, here's a name I'm interested in because, well, let me just tell you the name first. Adam Clifton. Oh. Go on, what are your thoughts on Clifton?
He was one of them kids, he was alright, but he had that thing when, if you didn't have enough milk, he had like, wrinkly hands and like white bits in his nails.
Oh!
Because he didn't have enough milk?
Yeah.
So therefore, you didn't like him because you didn't get enough milk?
This is not to be confused with the 2 people with the big heads and the webbed feet, is it?
Webbed hands.
Well, this was interesting.
I know that they weren't related. They must have been somewhere along the evolutionary sort of trail. Do you know what I mean? They must have come from the same sort of stock.
But you wouldn't have liked him. It's just one of them people. He was alright, but...
XFM 104.9, I'm with Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Steve.
Well, we were talking about the news just now, and there was a story I heard in the week. I think it was on the radio, and I don't know all the details, but what I heard was that a number of, I think it was Falkland, maybe Gulf War veterans were, I think, suing or complaining to the government because they wanted compensation for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it seems to me that if you're in the army and you're a soldier, a certain degree of trauma is kind of inevitable. I mean, after all, if you're any good at your job, you are going to see people getting killed. So I don't understand what the ins and outs of it are. I don't know why.
No, if only came back and Tony Blair met him and go, all right, well, not really, no. Go on, what's the matter? Well, if there was people shooting at us and everything. It was all muddy. Well, calm down, don't cry. Well, I will cry.
There was a drill sergeant just kept shouting, saying, "Look at you, stupid boy, where's this gun's not clean?" I just cleaned the gun and it was fine, and now he's telling me to clean it again.
Yeah, the boots, they were shiny.
Fine, he was
he's got to do that, it's more discipline.
His neck was as big as his head.
Well, yeah, but you don't know what
I don't know what the ins and outs of it are, but...
what you got to do is make sure you know what you're going into. That's what I do. You got to check the small print. So if I was, going over to the Falklands or, the Gulf, I'd put my hand up and go, will it be horrible? I go, you look like, yes, will it be horrible? It will be horrible, yes. It will be horrible. There will be shooting and lots of death and everything. I go, right, I'm not going to go. And they go, okay then. Okay.
That should be fine, yeah.
Should be fine, yeah. Just like that. Is anyone else scared about this? Pretty much all of us. Okay, then we won't send anyone then.
My brother went into the army, right, because he couldn't get a normal job. And my dad said, if you don't get a job by such a date, that's it, son, you're going in the army. And when was the Falklands? Was it about
81?
Right, and he joined back in like 81 or something. And he I don't know, he was in Aldershot or something.
Oh yeah.
And he wrote back to my mum saying, a bad time to join, bad time in this. So she wrote.
What bad time to join? That's so sweet, Carl, isn't it? That's like, dear Dad, yeah, well done.
Don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah. I was on the dole, that's for sure. Thank you for joining a month before the Belgrano.
Anyway,
go on.
My mum called up, spoke to the sergeant, and said, "Can you leave him out of this one?"
Can you leave him out of this one? What, the Falkland War?
He's only just joined, and she called him Chuck, which he got done for. Like, she's one of them, I think it's a northern thing, like saying, "How are you, Chuck?"
Yeah.
And she called the sergeant Chuck, and the sergeant said to my brother, your mum, she's called up and asked if you can not go, which, of course, we'll see how it goes. But can you tell
What do you mean? Why did the sergeant even entertain this?
Well,
Pilkington, come here. Your mum's been giving me a bit of earache. Now, listen, tell her I've told you, but can you call her, because she called me Chuck and everything. Can you call her and say you don't mind? Well, not really. Oh, please, because I've promised her say you want to go. No, please, say you want to go. Why was he entertaining this phone call?
Because he was new to the army, I suppose.
Who? No, I mean the sergeant.
I don't know, maybe they do that.
So what happened? He didn't go in the end?
So he didn't go, no.
You can't do it.
That's ludicrous.
I love it, though. Okay, we went over the top. Pilkington, I've got a note. Yeah. Is this really your mum? Yeah. Okay, no, this seems to be in order.
Because I noticed it says, I do not want to go into the army, I don't want to go and fight, and it's crossed out and it's good, mum says don't go. Now, you didn't write this yourself?
No, my mum wrote this. Okay,
you definitely wrote this yourself.
You're going to have to fill envelopes.
No, I'm sure if he was needed, he would have had to go, but I think they made a bit of a special effort. They sort of said,
Well, it wasn't conscription anyway. Oh, no, I was
were the other soldiers going around just going,
Pilkington.
No, he ended up being a mechanic in there, and he got kicked out for going for a packet of fags in a tank.
What?
Now, wait a minute. Do you mean he nipped down the shops in a tank?
Yeah.
I don't believe that, Carl. You've
Honest
made that.
to God, that, and he went off with the sergeant's wife. So that didn't help, and he ended up getting kicked out.
Sorry, your brother's a genius.
I love this. First of all, he gets a call from his mum, go and let him up, and he goes, oh, God. Then he goes, where's Pilkington? His mum's on the phone. Where is he? He's near your house, Sergeant. Near my house? Well, why is... No reason. Well, when he comes back, when he's finished, tell him his mum called. And can he get me a packet of fags? Tell him to walk this time. Wow. This is ludicrous.
So the sergeant found out that he was sleeping with his wife?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Did your mum phone up and say, let him off?
Let him off this time. Can he... Yeah. That's fantastic.
But he misses it. I mean, I haven't seen him for about 11 years. But ever since he came out, he's just kept getting into trouble and that. And the army, people slag it off. But I think if you're a certain type of person, it's good for you.
It didn't straight him out, did it?
No.
He was going down the shops in a tank, he was shagging someone behind their back.
It's really weird. It's like back then, he was like a proper adult and he had a house and he collected crystal with his wife and that. And now, he hasn't got any of that.
Has he got the wife?
No.
Has he got the crystal?
Don't think he has.
And he hasn't got the house.
Seriously, I haven't seen him for about 11 or 12 years. I haven't even spoken to him.
Carl's stories always start off nice and funny, and then they just leave me empty and slightly depressed. I don't know whether to hug him or shoot him, put him out of his misery. Can we take Carl to the... phone in if you think I should take Carl to the vets and have him put down, because it's just too stressful. Look at Carl. I love that look at Carl. Carl is looking back and forth. You know when you sort of you go to a cat and it looks back and forth between two people. That's very much like Carl's looking at us now.
Or when like a child sees a midget or something in the street. They're just transfixed, aren't they? And the parents go, don't stare.
When we were pushing Ash, as our producer's in a wheelchair, and we were pushing him through the
He's not a midget, we should make that.
No, he's not a little midget. He's not tall. But we were pushing him through the VC, and this little kid just came up and just stood in front of him and looked at him.
Yeah.
I just laughed.
It was funny. Do you do that? I imagine you get caught staring at things.
Do you go up to people? Do you go up to people with problems and go, "Mummy, is that a monster?"
Well, I was telling you one about when I used to go with my dad in the taxi.
Oh yeah,
What
tell us
happened?
this story.
Well,
Your father was a taxi driver?
my dad he had loads of jobs, which he did back then. And they don't do that anymore, do they? People they don't
Have a
do
variety of
loads
jobs?
stuff.
Sure.
But at one point, he had a black cab, and I used to go with him. Used to get a beer crate and put it in the front of the black cab, and sort of sit just next to the meter. And anyway, we got this call, and the guy on the end of the radio said, "Oh, you've got your son with you, haven't you?" So he said, "Yeah." So it's just like, we've got to pick up at number 11 Village Lane or whatever. And I said, all right. And it was this woman. It was like a woman version of the Elephant Man.
Wow, the elephant woman.
Yeah, it looked like... it was really strange because I was in the front of the cab, and when you're a kid, if something looks odd, you're a bit scared of it, aren't you? Yeah. And my dad was like, look, be all right. And we're driving towards her.
Look, don't worry, son. I've got loads of buns.
And just to
I think I'll just throw one down the street if it lets you run after
You're
it.
being mean, right?
I am a little bit,
So
yeah.
how old were you, 18?
No, I was about 12 or something like that. 11, 12. And as we got closer to her, it looked like she was holding like a bag of spuds on her shoulder.
For a snack.
Right.
And her head was all a bit mangled and messy and that. And my dad said, whatever you do, don't stare at her face.
Yeah.
And she got in the
Because
back.
you turned into stone.
Well, she got in the back, and I had like the mirror, the driver's mirror thing, and sort of having a look, trying to work out. And he said, don't stare at her face. I couldn't work out where her face was. It was that weird.
Oh, God.
So I'm not sure you're from Manchester. I think you're from like Narnia or something.
Yeah, you got frog boys walking around.
The Lord of the Rings.
That got like the claws of a lobster and the head of a toad.
Yeah.
And you got women getting in with spuds for heads. I mean, what
This is not Manchester. This is not the place you grew up. This is mad.
Oh, you can't believe it in London, can you? You come down and go, look, symmetry. It must be amazing.
It must be a thing to do with upbringing now, mustn't it? And because, again, do you know, I've said to you before, years ago, when I was a kid and didn't have any worries, good-looking lad, you go through it a bit, have a few more worries, and you look knackered. Now, back there's a lot more worries and stuff, so you get a lot more freaks. Whereas in London, everyone's like happy, aren't they?
I love the fact that stress can cause your fingers to fuse and your heads to grow.
No, but if
She must have been really stressed to have a head.
Yeah. She was
Bag of
she an accountant or something?
you know what I mean.
But what did she do? What did she say?
Where was she going, by the way?
She couldn't speak.
London Zoo, please.
I think she was going to like
To the fair.
shop. Seriously, honest to God. On my mum's life, she was. Because at the end of the day, that's a good thing with animals. They don't judge you, do they?
She's not
She
an
was an
animal.
animal. She's a human being.
She's not actually an elephant.
No, but
you know the elephant man was not actually an elephant. You understand that? He's got no elephant genes in him at all.
No.
That was just a cruel name people gave him.
Yeah.
No, it's the name of the disease, isn't it? Elephantitis.
Look, so listen. So this woman, why was she going to a pet shop?
She was going to a pet shop. What, to find a husband?
Is this true?
No, it is true, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm not taking the mickey because it must be so really bad for you.
Of course it is.
Carl, I need to ask.
I'm going on to you today about cutting myself shaving.
Yeah.
I was going on about that. To think that she's probably not alive now, but to think...
But you're saying that you're going to say this is a worse problem than a little cut shaving, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
The
think
things
you're
that
right.
you worry about.
There's a couple of key questions I need to ask. One, if she couldn't talk, how did she tell your father where to drive her? Did she have it written on a note?
Did she point with her nose?
Yeah.
Right, this has got silly. Pick your song.
But and also, finally, where did you say she lived again?
It was like in a village, a little small village.
Right.
Just hidden out of the way.
All I'm saying is we could maybe get like some sort of coach, book some coaches, get a coach party up there to have a look at her.
So
Take some photos.
And now
You can make some lemonade.
the offspring of a woman and some spuds.
Yeah.
guess how many balloons it would take, helium balloons, to lift a human up?
Go on.
6,000.
Should we do it?
If you want.
Brilliant. Next week, that's got to be a challenge.
Is there a sort of balloon company or some sort of, party company that are willing to sponsor us to lift Karl
Into the air with helium balloons.
10 feet off the ground, where we're tether him down, right? Is there someone willing to pay for 6,000 balloons to try and lift
We
Karl
can maybe
up?
get some kind of company to sponsor it. I'm thinking like Electrolux, if they're going to sponsor puddings.
If they're going to sponsor puddings, and celebrities, Russ Abbott, they will sponsor Karl being lifted. Heat magazine, come on. They're big selling, very successful magazine there, and they know about Karl because they've mentioned him. Heat magazine, can we have a heat balloon? Yeah? Oh,
6,000 is an awful lot,
into the
Rick.
air. It's the heat 6,000 Karl challenge. Lift Karl 10 feet into the air.
Yeah.
Come on.
What about if it was Karl and Dr. Fox? We could get 2 different balloons.
I think we need a lot more than 6,000.
a lot more for Fox, isn't it?
Mix, yeah. The heights. I just explain what I'm laughing at, right? We just had a call from someone saying his company would sponsor Karl, right, to be raised by all these balloons if he could have a walk-on part in the office. And we immediately went, we're worried about that sort of thing. You can't really promise that artistic, And I was worried about the legality of it as well. How can you promise someone that for personal gain that's a private and all that sort of stuff, right? And I went, I don't know. And anyway, put the phone down to him, and Karl went... I love the fact you're more effing worried about that than me being raised 30 feet in the effing air. You started getting scared, did you? Are you worried about it?
Well,
You're quite excited about the idea of the challenge, aren't you?
I like the idea, but I want, like...
Why do you like the idea, Karl?
Oh, what if it went all wrong and we're there going, the humanity of it.
I think we need
Karl,
to get...
he's just
I'd be around the rope, would pull out my trousers and
Oh, no, it's definitely got to be Dr. Fox if that's going to happen.
God. Oh, we've got to do this.
So hang on, but let's just think about because wait a minute, we say this, but we'd have to get all kinds of health and safety people involved.
No, we wouldn't.
Of course we can't just start raising you in the air.
No, you're allowed to do it on private land, aren't you?
Look what happened to the Hindenburg.
No, but I was just saying there was lots of people died. Listen, look, all we do is we get someone, right?
But what if he gets loose and he just floats off into the air?
And he meets his magpie that he lost. He used to peck his grifter.
balloons.
His balloons.
So
I'm so excited about this. Listen, we've got to do this.
No, but
Please.
shut up a minute. Let's just stop and think about it. It's
Right.
60,000 balloons.
Look, no, it's not. It's 6,000.
6,000.
But 6,000 balloons, that's a lot of balloons.
No, it's not. No, it's
don't
not.
be silly.
For
6,000
sponsorship, people pay for... no, listen, it's worth it. There must be a company out there that'll pay for this, just so we can film
Hang on,
it.
is there not an easier way of just getting one big balloon? Then the challenge is there's no challenge.
No,
then.
it's
Yeah,
got
it's
to be.
not as
It's got
funny.
to have people coming up and hooking balloons. It'd be like Buckaroo, and the person who puts the balloon that actually raises him 10 feet wins a prize or something.
So hang on. So what we've got each person with like 500 balloons.
Yeah.
That's mad. Can you imagine how many balloons that is? That's ludicrous.
6,000. Yeah.
That's an awful lot of balloons.
I don't know. There must be someone that could do this. Oh, look, people have walked on the moon, for Christ's sake. We can raise Karl Pilkington with some balloons.
Yes, but they had a NASA budget. We've got XFM behind us.
Yeah, but balloons,
Yeah.
balloons are cheap. You can get about a pack of 25 for about 150.
Right, fine.
No.
True.
Yeah, the helium, though, Karl. You can't just, attach yourself to a pack of balloons.
No, but
What do you think? We blow them all up?
with helium,
Right.
Oh.
off you go.
But then we can do something with the balloons, can't we? Like, release them afterwards.
Oh, we'll release them back into the wild. Brilliant. As a sign of peace. Fly, my pretties, fly.
Listen,
Be free.
I am so excited. I've not been so excited about until I thought that Robin Ince was going to stay in my cupboard for £1,000. Look, we've got to do this.
6,000 balloons. I don't think it's going to happen. That's an awful lot of balloons, and I just I don't see how we can tether them all to Karl. He's a small man.
No, but
because you have them at different lengths, don't you?
yeah, exactly. Karl knows.
Can you think about the logistics of this?
Oh, someone must know. There must be a company. There's a bloke willing to do it. I know he doesn't know the technology of it. He's willing to sort of stump up.
And
What
so-
if a company just
Come on,
has access to helium like that?
No, we can do this. Come on,
And
London,
someone's done
Londoners.
it was on the internet already, so someone obviously has done it.
Yeah.
So they didn't say, we can't get hold of the balloons.
No, they probably worked it out. didn't they?
Carl, you're more excited about this than anything else, about your education, about your exam results. You're so excited.
And we'll have a little rope. We're like flying a little kite, a little Carl. We're like, let's go,
Carl, what will you wear? Like a one-piece jumpsuit?
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
With sponsorship all over it?
Oh, it'd be great. You're like Jackie Stewart, and just as you go up your little face, oh my God, I'm not going to sleep until this is done. This is the most exciting thing ever.
Only 10 feet.
10 feet, yeah.
We need some kind of rope to sort of tether you to the ground. Yeah. We don't want you sort of flying off.
This is going to be great. And you'd have a little crash helmet and everything, and little Dee Dee boppers on the crash helmet, like he's a little flying ant.
Definitely.
We give him a little, oh my God, can we give you an outfit like little wings and everything?
Can we paint your face with like children's paint?
I'm not doing all that.
Why?
Oh, because that would be silly.
Oh, please, Carl, do this. Do it. We'll do it for charity. We do it for charity, yeah?
All right.
Yeah? Oh, this is
We'll do it for children in need.
Please, just phone in if you can help us. Lift Carl up 30 feet. Let's say 30 feet.
I think it has to be a decent...
Yeah, it has to be a decent height.
Is there a world record? Because we want to break that if we can.
Yeah, we want to break that. What is the world record for raising a man by balloons?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, let's just finalise details here. We've got...
I'm so excited.
Email address, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
What's the number?
The number, Carl?
08700 800 1234.
Give it again.
Lift Carl.
08700 800 1234.
Sponsored by Heat Magazine
And
or something.
maybe even if you've just got an idea about how we might be able to organise it, how we might be able to get it done, if you've got contacts, anything, just get in touch, give us some information.
Oh, that'd be great. Carl, we're going to try and get Carl in the air. Anyone that can help us, take him up with helium balloons. Our friend Johnny Mango called again. And apparently the record's 11,000 feet. Carl is getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, the world record is 11,631 feet raised by hot air balloons.
Yeah.
How tall's Canary Wharf?
It's 11,631 feet. Exactly. I don't know, Carl.
Is it how much higher?
It's a long way.
More.
I'm not doing that.
Because I'm like 6 foot something.
Yeah, think of that. Just look at Steve.
All right.
Yeah.
But you can change your record. You could say, well, the sort of balloons are the one with Mickey Mouse on it or something.
Yeah, could I just say something? That man did 11,000 feet, but he wasn't naked. All right?
Come on, Carl.
Your 30 feet will be the world record for naked ballooning. Yeah? Think about it.
All right, it's for charity.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone. We are going to raise Carl. And after Carl said, and just to think, my teacher said I'd never be a high flyer. So this is your chance, Carl, to shine, to fly.
Steve.
It'll be brilliant.
I noticed the other day when Carl was sitting on your knee having his picture taken. It's a long story, right? He's got a completely spherical head. It's slightly too small. I'm not being funny because, I mean, I'm not perfect. But he's got a completely spherical little head. He looks a little bit like a baby hamburger. You know Hamburger off McDonald's?
Sure.
He looks like a little baby hamburger. And it's sort of quite put upon.
Suzanne thinks a lot like that thing in that Dulux advert. Do you know when the woman pulls the head off that?
That little plasticine morph type
and then they
creature.
make a new ad for it. And it's like a little head.
Really?
And that's your girlfriend saying it.
I know. I'm getting excited now because we've had loads of calls and emails, not only backing me up, but going a little bit further. But apparently, Johnny Mango called in again. He's become our sort of official researcher on this show. There is evidence that Queen Victoria in Balmoral, with a young house guest, Winston Churchill, used to consume cocaine-filled lozenges. So there you go. Also, MDMA was a precursor of sort of ecstasy, a derivative, and that was big in the day, giving soldiers, a little pick-me-up. So it's not so mad, is it?
It sort of
Winston
makes
Churchill
sense
taking cocaine,
because he was into his speeches and that, and they say that coke gives you sort of, the balls to stand up and say like...
Not that that's a good thing. And
no, it's not.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Right? But... Apparently it makes you confident, doesn't it? So you can stand up and say, we're going to fight them on the beaches.
Yeah.
And all that. And sound like you mean it.
It's exactly, yeah. When he was sort of like, a little bit pissed up with his cigar on, coked off his tits, he wanted to fight. He didn't care where it was. He'd fight on a beach. He didn't care. He didn't care if he got sand in his new trainers.
Exactly. He was boozed up.
Yeah. You want to fight. Yeah. That's why he was coming hard.
He was very much, you got to think of him as the Liam Gallagher of his day.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Are we allowed to talk about this? I mean, I don't mean in terms of referencing drugs, but are we allowed to... Is this like libelous to Winston Churchill?
One, you can't libel the dead.
Yeah, but
two,
is that only in America, maybe?
I'm asking, and we're not saying, two, I think you'd probably going to do also a fair comment. Three, we say we were joking. Yeah. 4, it's a satire.
Yeah. 5, we love him.
5, we're not condoning drugs in any way.
6, this is Dermot O'Leary's show.
I didn't have a go at him anyway. I said he's all right. If there's any law against Rasputin, we might be in trouble.
Law against
Rasputin.
You did willfully Raspute.
Yeah.
All over
you
the airwaves.
You did slag off Russia's greatest love machine.
Yeah. You didn't shoot him till he was dead, did you? Oh, put some poison into his
I'll tell you
wine.
this, if there's any other historical questions that people want answered, then we're the men. Because really, with the three of us, our knowledge of the fact that the Hindenburg was filled with helium, the kind of coke habits and various drug habits of Britain's most famous political leader, we've got the answers to all of it.
Einstein.
Go on.
I found out in the week that he didn't talk till he was 6. See, it's all these people who are weird.
Churchill couldn't read, could he, till he was about 8 or 9?
Really?
Yeah. So there you go. He got a D in history apparently, GCSE. Just one better. Do you know what a fable is?
I've got a rough idea.
Okay, it's a thing that uses sort of metaphor, analogy, just to explain sort of morals. I mean, they're very very old for a start, and it's all. I'll give you an example of one. A quick one. Oh, the one about the dog with 2 bones. He goes to a dog's got a bone. He sees a reflection in the lake, and he thinks, "Oh, that dog's got a nice bone. I'll have that." And as he goes to get that one in the reflection, he drops the one he's got, and that's one about
I think I was told one when I was younger.
Go on.
I think it was one. This young lad, he's got a dog, right, and he's about 8 years old, and this dog, he's had it since he was about 4, and it's a bit tired now, and he chucks sticks for it, and it doesn't go for it, and he's saying to his mum, "Oh, I want a new dog, because this one's useless. It doesn't do it doesn't have any fun with me." So they say, "Oh, no, but, Rover's a good little dog. You should look after it." And he's like, "Oh, I don't like it. I want a new one." So they buy him a new puppy, and it's running around, yapping about, and he's loving it, and he's playing around with it in the grass. And then one day he goes to the park, and he's messing about and rolling about with it, and he falls into the lake, right? And the little puppy's, like, yapping at him, and he's going, help me, the little dog's yapping. And then the old dog comes and gets his collar, and it pulls him out of the lake, and he goes, "Oh, God, why did I forget about you? You're the better dog." And he loved that one again rather than the puppy.
I got a feeling that was Lassie.
Well, yeah, that was an episode of Lassie. What's the moral? What's the moral there, Carl? What's that telling? What's that explaining through analogy?
Sort of, don't forget the old.
Look after old people. I remember there was one I heard once about a young boy who got trapped in a lake inside a cage.
But he loved his trainers
so much he wasn't going to get them wet. But even though he had to get out there,
and even though he thought that was the important thing because it's material value, he actually drowned, and the trainers were no good to him then. Now listen, I'll give this one. This is an easy one. Now just think, right? Think just what it means. They're not that hidden. They're not that cryptic. Just think what this means, okay? Okay. When the Hares addressed a public meeting and claimed that all should have fair shares, the Lions answered, "A good speech, hairy feet, but it lacks claws and teeth such as we have."
How would you use that?
No. What do you think that means? This is translated from the, I don't know, Greek or something. I don't know. It was Aesop. Where's he from?
Greek.
Yeah. So shall I do it in my own language? Okay. So what would happen if there's hares and they have a meeting in the jungle with like loads of lions and go, "Hey, hold on, wait a minute. I think we should all be equal and share everything, all right?" And the lions go, "Well, yeah, it's easy for you to say. We've got claws and teeth."
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's saying like, of course the hares want that because it's better for them. The lions get nothing out of it because they're already king of the jungle. That's
right. So it's negotiating from weakness. Anyone can negotiate from strength, but negotiating from weakness is it's be lovely. It's a lovely utopian look at the animal kingdom.
But the way you said it is better than the way they worded it.
Well, that's because Ricky's very much the modern Neeson. I mean, many people have thought that. You know, that's why he's getting a lot of awards with the TV show. For him, that's a fake.
So look, I'll take that home and read ones you like and tell me about the ones you like, ones that click. I don't care if you only come in with like one or two. Go, I'll tell you what, Rick, that's there's one thing that I've learned from that. You know, because sometimes you can know all these phrases and until something happens, you don't think, you know, everyone's heard, you know, I don't know, to err is human, to forgive divine. And then something, you know, might happen, and you go, oh, that's what that means. That's amazing. So, you know.
Do you know any, Steve, offhand?
Wait, what's that?
A fable.
Well, I would imagine that the most famous one I've always remembered is the lion with the thing in its hoof. Do you remember that?
Paw.
The lion, yeah, with the spike in its paw, and a smaller animal gets out for it, but it still attacks it anyway.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
Well, I read one the other day, actually, which was very interesting. It was one that the famous film director Orson Welles said.
Oh, yeah.
Which he said, apparently there was a bear going across a lake, wading through the lake, and a scorpion said, well, let me go on your back, will you? Come on, just let me go on your back, we'll go across, it'd be brilliant. He goes, well, no, you'll just sting me. You go, don't be stupid, if I sting you, you'll die, and we'll both drown. And he goes, oh, fair enough.
Who was doing the stinging?
The scorpion.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And the bear's wading through the water.
Yeah.
So the scorpion jumps on the back, and they wade through the water, and halfway across, the scorpion stings the bear. And the bear goes, well, we're both going to die now. He goes, yeah, it's my nature.
I thought he was going to say, I can swim.
Oh, you're the best.
What's the one about...
Does that mean anything to you? It's my nature, i.e., you know, that's in my nature.
That's the way it is.
That's what I do. Yeah, I'm a scorpion. Yeah, one of my favourite ones.
These don't mean anything to you, do they? I mean, one thing is you're not impressed by them.
They're all right.
What about this? What about this one?
Don't trust bears.
Here's one of my favourites. What?
He said, well, why not just say, don't trust bears?
The bear's the one that was too trustworthy. Don't trust scorpions.
Yeah.
Right. Here's one of my favourite ones of all time, okay? A lion is dying. It's an old lion. He's in the front of his cave, and all the animals come around, like the foxes and the hyenas and the rabbits, and they're all taking the piss out of him, and they're laughing at him, and they're laughing and going, you can't fight us now, kind of. And just before he dies, he goes, fine, but I was a lion once. What does that mean?
Don't know.
Well, he's saying it's better to have lived and had what I had, because I was great, if only for a short time, and you lot are still alive, but you're nothing. You're rabbits and hares. I was a lion once, so, you know.
Are they always using animals for these stories?
Well, yeah, I could change it to refrigerators and household appliances if it would make it help, but animals, you know.
I remember the one about being ill a lot, and you say something about
go on.
you know, if you keep doing that, if you keep having time off, well, I won't believe you.
That's the boy who cried wolf. Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah. Do you know that one?
Have you heard the famous one? This is probably the most powerful one. When you're pulling a face, and they say, well, if you
Wind
keep doing that, the wind changes.
I've
You'll
heard
stay
that.
like that. Because you know that's scientifically proven.
That is.
That can happen.
That can happen.
Should we have hip hop hooray?
Yeah.
Are you queued up for that?
No, but go on, you...
Carl, sort it out, mate.
I was going to...
No, come on, this is what I asked you to play, mate. If you've not, you know, you're getting too big for your boots now with your showbiz lifestyle. You're not paying attention, are you? You're not playing the record if we want you to play it.
Heat magazine's favourite.
Yeah. Okay, so,
you dropped that. You've
CD now.
embarrassed
That's
yourself.
clumsy.
Oh.
You know, you're, you know, with the big
I
name
can't
DJs,
believe you're not...
to him.
Oh, Fables are great.
He's not impressed, is he, Rick?
No, I am. I mean, you know, once I take this book home tonight and that, have a read, I might change my mind on them next week.
You're coming all stressed.
I'm not impressed with the ones you've been talking about, I must admit.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick, I don't know, I just wanted to bring your attention to this. Someone passed this on to me. It's from the Guardian's media website. There has a sort of website that's dedicated to kind of media information.
Is this about our complaint?
Well, the headline is Comedian Rapped Over Radio Innuendo.
Right.
Jessica Hodgson has written the article. Are you familiar with this? Have you seen
Well,
this?
be careful now, because we actually got a complaint, and people don't know this, we got a complaint upheld, and
Well, all of this
we're very sorry. We didn't mean to offend, and it was a while ago, so we are going to be very careful. Carl's getting very nervous. We're just going to read out. We're not going to editorialise, Carl. We're just going to read out what the Guardian printed about us. All right? Okay.
Comedian Ricky Gervais has had a dressing down from a broadcasting watchdog for his repeated use of the word cock in a lunchtime radio show.
That's all right. That's what it says.
Fine,
Carl.
that's what
He's not going to say it again. He's not. Yeah. Go on.
Imagine this is the news and I'm reading it.
Yeah.
The Broadcasting Standards Commission upheld a complaint against the comedian for coarse sexual innuendo in the programme on London station XFM. The Commission acknowledged that the presenter's remarks were intended to be humorous, but took the view that the amount and detail of the coarse sexual innuendo had exceeded acceptable boundaries for broadcast, said the BSC in a statement. The complaint objected to a section in the comic's Saturday afternoon show when he discussed the different meanings of the word cock. Gervais wondered aloud whether the word was acceptable when discussing birds, but not the male sexual organ. A BSC spokesman said the comedian went on and on about it for nearly 5 minutes. XFM, a self-styled alternative radio station, said in its defence that its remit was to provide cutting-edge programmes for a youth audience. The station said the programme's brief was to include elements of alternative comedy within certain shows that would not fit within a more mainstream radio station format. In this particular show, it was not the presenter's intention to shock when they took a humorous look at how the English language could be construed in different ways within different contexts. Gervais, whose big break was on Channel 4's 11 o'clock show, has shot to household status through the portrayal of David Brent, the middle manager from hell in BBC Two's cult show The Office.
Just in case you didn't know who I was talking about.
Yeah, he's a household name, but they just thought...
You might not have heard of him, but he is a household name. Now, that's good. That's good reporting, and they're quite right about it. And just to remind people, it was when Steve said the only bird that hasn't got a penis is the swan, and I went on about the male bird being called the cock, but I couldn't use that to mean, and it was childish. Yeah. But what annoys me is, I'm sure I've heard things on like Radio 1 like that. Oh, what's what's her name in the morning? Sarah
Cox.
Yeah, and as there's a DJ like Karl
Cox.
Yeah, so you got Karl. What's the matter? I'm just saying.
You're just saying
there's a pair of DJs on,
Yeah, but we've done this.
And
what are you talking about? We're just talking about
names. They're just saying the names. Now, I love cocks in the morning.
You're a big fan of cocks.
And at night. What's the matter with you?
Come on, Karl. All right, we've taken it. We've been. Have you actually been rapped over this?
No, I don't know what.
Have you had
means.
A dressing down?
No.
When did that happen?
I don't know.
I was meant to tell you, and I never got round to it.
Okay, thanks then.
So don't do it again.
And just remembered recently, actually, I was on a train coming back from hometown Bristol. And I was on the train, and this girl walks on, good-looking girl. I thought, hey, a largely empty carriage. I'm thinking, my luck's in. Because I take every opportunity, Karl. That's the thing about me. I don't choose. She was a good-looking girl. She sat down. I thought, she sat down right near me. I thought, brilliant. As this guy comes up behind her, and says, I think it's probably a boyfriend or something, sits down next to her. And I listened in on the conversation, obviously, because I'm pretending to read. It was very clever. I read the same page for hours, so I was pretending to listen. I was listening, but pretending to read. And I realised that it's not her boyfriend or anything. It's just some guy she's met on the platform. And I'm thinking, brilliant. If she's the kind of girl who's just going to start talking to someone, on a platform, on a train, brilliant, I'm going to be in here. Because he was only going one stop. So I'm thinking, what's the worst that can happen? He'll nick off, I'll get chatting to her, and who knows, I could join the... is there a train equivalent?
Foot High Club.
The Foot High Club, brilliant. And so I'm excited, I'm listening in. And it turns out that they're both kind of graduates who've just finished university, or they're coming to their finals or something. And they're chatting away, and he's making a couple of witticisms, and she's kind of tittering at his jokes. I'm thinking, well, I'll tell you this, if she's laughing at this kind of material, I am going to blow her away, with my kind of anecdotes and wry observations, It was weak stuff, I got to be honest.
Really?
He was coming out with nothing. He was running on empty, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And she was loving it. So I'm thinking, brilliant, I'm going to be right in here. And then they get moving on to higher brow things, and I think she was going to study kind of Marxism or something like that, or communism, something. And she was asking him, by way of conversation, she was asking him what he knew about Marxism, And he was fumbling for his vague knowledge of it that he had in his life. And I'm just sat there thinking, come on, love, in any given capitalist environment, the proletariat will revolt against their oppression by the bourgeoisie, and after a brief period of socialist rule, emerge as a classist society governed by community cooperation.
Well, if that sort of talk wouldn't get a woman hot, I don't know what you'd use then.
If Marx and Engels is not going to get a woman sweaty down below, then nothing is. Then my name is
You're
not
just
Steve
biding
Hodgson.
your time.
Exactly. I'm just going to go in for the kill any minute.
Yeah.
So anyway, it comes to his stop. Right, he gets off. I'm thinking this is a piece of cake, and he gets off, and off he goes. He walks off, and I'm thinking brilliant. And I thought, I'll wait. I'll wait till the train's pulled away. I'm not going to leap in straight away.
No.
And he comes back along the carriage, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. He goes, listen, do you mind if I give you my email address?
Oh.
Right, and if you want to get in touch, email me. I'm thinking, come on, you loser, get off now. Save your face, please, before it's too embarrassing. She accepts the email address because she obviously doesn't want to hurt his feelings, whatever. I'm thinking, fair enough. She's a good woman. I'm liking her. I'm loving her. I'm thinking, that's my kind of girl. So anyway, he gets off. I'm sat there, the train pulls away. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll wait a few minutes, I'll just, give it some time. Her phone rings. It's her friend on the phone. And she starts saying, and I was listening in, and she was going, yeah, just met a guy on the train. I'm thinking, yeah, that's true enough. She goes, yeah, he was a good-looking guy. I thought, you're having a laugh, love. To be honest. Because I was looking at him, and she said to her friend, he looks a bit like tennis player Boris Becker. I thought, you should be so lucky. Frankly, because I saw him, he had awful facial hair, if that's what makes him look like Boris Becker. Terrible little goatee beard. It was laughable. I thought, I don't know. And then she goes to thing, and she's like, yeah, I met him, we got chatting and stuff. And she was going, it's not often that you meet someone, generally in life, who's, kind of thoughtful and intelligent and funny. I thought to myself, I'm not even going to waste my time with you, love. Frankly, if that's what you thought of him.
You just walked away.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even bother talking to her.
No, you were just
didn't even waste my time with her.
If she thinks that bloke is not only great looking,
funny,
but funny and intelligent, and she got on well, and he was polite, and it was a chance meeting, and he thought, and she thought that you were like a freaky looking dork who didn't even have the nerve to speak.
That is what she thinks, then I don't want to know her.
I couldn't. You walked away, and good luck to you.
And I have my dignity intact.
Yes, and she's nothing. Beautiful day. You too, to kick off the show, Steve.
Absolutely.
The Ricky Gervais Show with Steve Merchant.
Hello there.
And Claire Sturgis.
Hello, boys.
Carl's ill. Well, he's not here. I mean, I never believe people when they're ill. I think they're always malingering. I never take any days off work. I just think you can drag yourself in unless it's life-threatening or...
To be fair, Rick, can I just stop you there? It's not so much that you take days off as you'll just suddenly decide around lunchtime that you've overeaten and you need to go and lie down.
But I'm my own
with
boss.
A cold compress.
Yeah,
and
but
a
I'm
Swedish masseuse.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah. So it's not so much you take days off. It's not so much you take days off as you never actually do a full day's work.
Yeah.
You actually prevent that.
I never take that hour and a half off a day.
Exactly.
XFM 104.9.
So what's the story, Claire? Do you know anything about Karl? Do you know what his illness is?
I think he's got this sort of cold virus that's going around. He phoned me yesterday. He did sound poorly in his defence.
Poorly?
A little bit croaky.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He coughed a bit.
I'm not being funny. He better be in hospital.
To miss this show.
To miss this show. Flagship show of the week on XFM.
Do you know, you are right, because, and you've been away, haven't you?
Been away 2 weeks. We had the best of again. But let's put out the best of.
Yeah.
Let's put out the best of the last 2 weeks, shall we?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to try and get him on the phone. We're going to phone him, and I want him to really explain himself because, I think he's malingering, to be honest.
Well, he phoned me in the week and he said, Steve, don't forget, there's a documentary on Friday night about Oliver the Humanzi, the human monkey. He said to me, it's going to be brilliant.
And it wasn't.
And it wasn't brilliant.
It was.
I specially stayed in and watched it.
I taped it and watched it afterwards, and I've never seen so much hype and desperation. They kept showing the same clip of this chimpanzee that walked upright like a lot of chimps can.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
It lost its hair, so it was half human, because all humans are bald.
Yeah.
So that's the half human bit. It didn't have hair. I'm sorry, humans do have hair on their heads.
Yes.
The other thing was this desperation to go, could it be half chimp? No. It's a chimp that superficially looks less like a chimp than other chimps. So Lee Evans looks a bit like a chimp. Is he half chimp, half human?
Yeah.
No, he's a human who looks a bit like a chimp. That's libelous.
Yeah.
That's a bit insulting, isn't it?
Should we just play some music
Yeah,
now?
I'm really sorry about that.
I'll get back to you on that.
TikTok, that's Coldplay and Clocks on XFM 104.9.
Actually, can I tell you a Coldplay coming in a couple of weeks' time to co-host Zoe Ball's show?
Right, 1, don't ever interrupt me. 2, don't tell them about other people's shows.
No.
Okay, moving on, thank you.
Please do not mention that there are any other television celebrities on this channel, on this station. We don't want to convince people it's only Ricky.
But the interruption was the main thing.
Sorry.
Well, we can't get hold of Karl, right? We looked, it's got his old number out there.
His home number?
Yeah, it's a hold on. Right. So, we went to the new records. He hasn't even given him this new home number. So something's funny going on. He doesn't want to be contacted. He hasn't given me his home number. I've tracked down a friend who's looking it for us. That phone might ring any moment. I apologise for that. But why is Karl not available?
It's interesting that neither you or I, and I like to think of ourselves as being fairly close friends of Karl.
Yeah.
We have made him the man he is today. We cannot get in touch with him.
In the same way that bloke bought Oliver.
Sure.
I think that Karl is now ours.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. I think very much that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Karl is very much like a humanzi.
If we look, we're going to lose contact with him and find him 5 years in a circus in Manchester.
Exactly. They're doing experiments on him.
Yeah.
We can't figure him out.
Yeah. Well, there's something wrong with
He
his
looks like a
chromosomes.
human, but...
He acts like because usually humans stand upright.
Yeah.
And Carl likes to walk on all fours whenever he can.
Yeah.
It's
He's not interested in other human women. He's only interested in apes.
Yeah, yeah. It
doesn't make sense.
Oh my God. And he's bald.
He is bold.
Oh look, there's as much evidence
And-
for Carl being a humanzee as Oliver.
Yeah.
I think there's more. And
Well, Carl barely walks upright.
I know.
Scared of fire.
Yeah, I know. It is interesting, isn't it? Oliver was built, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I see. I don't know.
It was a- yeah,
Why
it
were you
was-
looking, Rick? I'm interested that you I couldn't. What? Your eyes were kind of uncontrollably drawn
Steve, they were
towards
just
his.
there.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just looking at his face.
No,
Sorry, Rick, but if there's something you want to get off your chest,
yeah, and that was the human part of it then, was it? Being built like that? Because
Yeah.
it's humans, but...
Yeah.
Although Carl's is very tiny and hidden behind. And he's got... I've noticed something else as well. He's got a big red arse,
that's true.
hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. It's all beginning to slot into place.
And I've seen him climb up a cabinet and eat a banana as well. Just
Yeah.
over lunchtime.
And peel it with his toes.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to track him down because he's malingering. He's definitely...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's at home now in the garden swinging on his tyre. He's not ill.
I think more truthfully, someone said to me that I said Carl might be ill. They said, right, are you not going to do the radio show then?
Well, that's what annoys me.
I mean, that's the biggest problem. Is that,
Yeah.
let's be honest, we haven't got anything without Carl.
All we've got is the hook. People are staying listening because eventually they think we might get through to him at home.
Yeah.
And there'll be fun on this show to be had.
If we don't get in touch with Carl, I think we may as well just shoot off and leave Claire to do the show.
I've
on her
got some
own.
great music. Is that not a...
Well,
is
it's a small.
Well, you could
small,
leave the music with
conversation.
me. I could just play
There's not
it.
many reasons
That is true,
anyone
isn't it?
supposed to be here.
Okay, well, play some great music now,
play
Steve.
a great tune.
Okay,
Sure.
wedding present, Steve.
Yeah, I'll explain what it is afterwards. Just play it. It's a joy.
There's a monkey theme.
There is a monkey
There is a
theme.
monkey connection. Call in if you know the answer.
Doing their cover version of Pleasant Valley's Sunday. That's from
Sure.
this new compilation of those. Remember they brought out a load of 7 inches
Of course
in
I do.
1992?
Of course I do.
One of
It was my favourite day.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the B, do you remember on the B side of each one there was a cover of a different song?
Steve, I even played the B-side of each one and listened to the song. The connection there that we're talking about was, of course, it was by the Monkeys.
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
Brilliant.
They
Brilliant.
turned up in yesterday's episode, didn't they?
A lot of people I'm sure won't have seen this documentary. It was on Channel 5 after all.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
always feel like we should remind people that what we're actually talking about. If we just happen to mention Oliver, a lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
If we explain that it is the primate version of Carl.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the sort of shorthand, isn't it?
Yeah, the half. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were on a Japanese... The
Humanzee.
The Humanzee, he was on a Japanese TV show. They were doing experiments on him to find out if he was half human, and the monkeys happened to be there.
Yeah.
Mickey Dolenz saying, I'm quite interested to find out because, I'm a monkey. One of the
Brilliant.
monkeys. It was extraordinary. It was utterly bizarre. Of course, we've been off jetting around the world, Claire. I don't know. I don't want to boast. I'm sure you don't want to boast either.
Carl
but,
told me you'd been off, off to the States.
Yeah, that was the reason we weren't here the last couple of weeks, that we went to Los
Business
Angeles.
or pleasure?
It was a little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure. I like to combine the two. And,
Nice.
It was, we were meeting a company about doing The Office for America.
yeah.
Actually redoing it.
Yeah,
not
redoing
with
it with-
Ricky or any of the cast, but
No.
with American actors.
American actors do it, yeah.
But the thing was, they were flying us over. It was like the whole business class trip, spending a little bit of money. And
Virgin Upper Class, actually.
Virgin Upper Class.
I'd like
Excellent.
to
I can
Nice.
recommend that.
Excellent.
Excellent
It's
service.
brilliant.
Very good service.
Definitely
Easy.
get free flights now.
Easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
Brilliant, yeah.
Richard Branson, lovely bloke, and I love
It's
Tubular
brilliant.
Bells.
I don't,
So well
don't,
done
I
on
don't,
that.
I don't think he owns it anymore.
Does he not?
But he's still a
Still a
lovely
great
bloke.
guy.
He's still a good. What does he own? He must own something we can get.
Oh, does he involve with Virgin Records anymore?
Wouldn't have thought so. I don't
No,
know.
V2.
Well,
What does he do?
V2 and Virgin V.
What's that?
Right.
Virgin V's some
Is that
sort of
fun?
beauty products or
Brilliant.
something.
Oh,
What
so
about-
that-
what-
whatever.
Virgin underwear.
Brilliant. Whatever.
Yeah, give us some of that. Give us some of that, Branson. Give us some of that.
But I was going to New York before going on to Los Angeles, where all the meetings were, just for a little, just meet some friends over in New York. And it's amazing because Virgin Business Class, they pick you up in a sort of chauffeur-driven car. They drive you down. There's no you don't have to check in
Upper
with all
class,
the wish.
Virgin Upper Class. It's like,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
class,
yeah. It's you don't need to sort of queue up with the great unwashed, with screaming kids, with ordinary people.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
basically,
yeah,
they just send your information ahead to the airport, and you just drive through a kind of drive-through McDonald's-style check-in. They take your bag, they check your passport. passport, boom, they drop you at the executive lounge where there are, I swear to God, lovely free plums. I had 2 lovely juicy free plums in the executive. I haven't eaten plums for
If he
years.
gets the bloke's name, but he had lovely juicy free plums. All right, that's the sort of wit that I'm capable of. I
That is
heard the
why
word
he is
plum.
flying first class
He meant
to America
he
to
meant
discuss
sucking them
comedy.
through. I changed it. I transposed the whole thing, so suddenly he was sucking on a man's testicles who he'd never met before.
Exactly.
For money.
Exactly.
That's the sort of things I'm capable
Which is
of.
only half true. So he's used his
There
comedy
was
mind.
no money involved.
That is why he was being jetted off to America to
Yeah.
talk comedy. That is the kind of quality.
But
you get.
it was great. It was a really lovely flight. It was a lovely car, luxury car, and the flight. It was like the advert. They've got those beds that sort of just
the
totally
seats
recline.
kind of recline, so it's almost
And
you can
you
see
can have
horizontal.
anything you want as much. And I sort of like I was falling asleep, and I sort of woke up, and one of the heiresses was like covering me with a blanket. It was like the advert.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
just brilliant. All the lights came down.
A woman
and
comes around and says, "Do you want a massage during the flight?" You can have a massage
you can have as
during the
much
flight.
drinks, although you can't drink. You have a drink and then you fall asleep
Yeah.
because it's so comfortable and they take the lights
So
out. Anyway,
anyway,
it's brilliant.
I can't believe my luck. So I'm driving down. I get to the airport in my chauffeur-driven car. Right, I'm sat there. I'm phoning people. My mum and dad. You never believe what I'm off to. I'm just in the car, just chauffeur-driven car. And I get to the airport, and you just hand your passport through the window of this car to this little woman who comes over. And I'm just there. I'm just sort of buzzing the window down, handing it to her, buzzing it back up. Like I don't want to talk. Check the passport. Take my luggage. I don't want to discuss things. You know who I am. And she hands the passport back through the window. She says, "It's expired." I went, what do you mean? She went, "It's expired." I said, "It's business class. What can you do? Can you do anything?" And she went, "No, we can send you to America, but 8 hours later you'll have to just turn around and come back. They won't let you through immigration." I was like, "What am I going to do? I got to go to Los Angeles and talk about like the office and that." And she said, "Well, it's up to you." So, the chauffeur-driven car drove me straight to the passport office down in sort of Victoria, which I have to say.
Going back into town.
So I had to come back into town. I didn't get on a plane. I'm wearing my suit because I thought I'd wear the suit so I look like a real player. So I'm wearing
I
my
love
suit.
the fact that you wore a tracksuit because
Yeah,
I thought
well-
I don't need to get upgraded. I'm first class.
Exactly.
I wanted to go on in my pants and slippers, but you know,
In
with
fact, wasn't that why she covered you with a blanket at one point? But so they take me back down to the passport. I don't know if you've had to go down and get your passport changed, but they treat you like you are an illegal immigrant sneaking into the country. I'm wearing a suit. I've got luggage. You know, I'm clearly a dignified kind of guy. That's obvious. I'm speaking with a certain eloquence. I've got certain pennies. I've just been working on it in the car.
Oh, right, okay.
And
Go on.
and they said you've got to come back that night. So I had to come back. I had to get my passport
He called
photos
me.
done. I had to buy a sandwich. I had enough change for the machine because it was an absolute nightmare. I began the day in a chauffeur-driven car on my way to Los Angeles to discuss business with Universal Television Pictures, and I ended the day on the tube in a suit with my luggage, stood next to one of the posters advertising this radio show, which was just embarrassing because people kept pointing and staring and laughing.
he called me. Like they said, "Rick, I've really much." I go, "Go on." He went, "My passport expired." I went, "Oh, so what are you going to do?" He said, right, I quote, he went, "I didn't know passports expired."
Yeah.
I went, "What do you mean?" He went, "Well, your driving licence doesn't." I went, "What are you talking about?" He said, "How old do you have to be to know that?" He said, "When will I know all these things?"
Yeah, it is.
When will I know all these
Steve, I want
things?
to just come and hug you.
But do you know what I mean? Did you know that? Did you genuinely know that your passport expired?
I did because my passport expired
Because she's
2 years
alive.
ago.
Because she's
I went and
alive
renewed
in the
it.
world.
There is so much stuff that I don't know because I don't think I've reached a certain age yet. I remember you walking down the street once and you said there were some roadworks, and you said they're probably doing those roadworks because
And
it's the end of the financial year
they have
and
to
they've got to
spend their
spend the money.
budget, yeah.
I thought, well, how do you know that information?
Drivers tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't talk to cabs. I'm in chauffeur-driven cars. I put the little window up so they don't
how
talk
old
to
are you?
me.
How old are you?
28.
Are you old enough yet to help a long-distance lorry driver back into a car park?
Definitely not.
Oh, you're an idiot. Play a record.
And I'm not old enough yet to be able to say, can I have a pint of lager, please, Chief? In a pub. One day I want to get to that age.
No, you're a long way off. Ryan Adams, I can't get enough of him now, Steve.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
I've been buying up everything. I love him, and that was answering about coming up after the ads and that Oasis and that.
Brilliant.
Another classic there from Oasis, Supersonic on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis standing in for
Hello.
Carl. But where is Carl? Where is Carl.
So we've failed to get in touch with him at home.
Well, look, he doesn't
think
want to
he's
be
listening?
contacted. He's turned every phone off. He hasn't given the XFM his new home phone number. He doesn't want to be contacted. I can't believe he's not listening, to be honest.
So you think he's listening now?
Yeah, he listened in Manchester. If he's not listening, he's out and about. I mean, has anyone spotted Carl?
What's your message to him, Rick, if he's listening?
Call up.
Anything else more sort of...
Call up or you're fired.
Okay. Any bad language you want to use? Obviously, you can't really swear.
I can't really say it.
What sort of words? I mean, the F word, would you say?
I'd say the F word. I'd call him a twat.
Would you use the P word? I'm thinking of prick.
Prick, yeah. Definitely use that. Not on air, but
Sure.
I'd call him a
What about
stupid
tits?
little prick.
Would you just say you're a tit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
You stupid little bag of tits, I'd say to him. I mean, privately.
What about the MF word? Because that's pretty intense. That's pretty hardcore. Do you think that this is not appropriate now? Do you think that would be too extreme?
I'm worried if I use that and he was genuinely ill,
Sure.
I'd feel
You'd feel bad if he later died.
a bit of a
C word.
Cock. Sure. Yeah.
Oh, cock.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking about C word.
I mean a male bird.
Sure, because we've got into trouble with that before.
Meaning penis, and we don't mean that.
Yeah, we definitely don't mean penis.
But if anyone out there, sorry about that. It was a discussion about bad language. We weren't actually using it. But if any of you out there do see the little twat, get him to call XFM immediately.
Yeah, and likewise, if you're listening, Carl, you cheeky MF, well, you sexy MF, as Prince once said, then give us a ring, because we'd love to talk to you. We just want to find out how you
call
are.
in. We know you're listening. Little Amy Man, Red Vines.
Brilliant.
Lovely track. On XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis, in for Karl Pilkington, little... He hasn't called.
He may be really ill. I'm feeling a bit guilty.
How ill is he, though? I mean, do you know what I mean? How ill have you got to be to not be able to make a phone call?
Yeah.
I find that hard
I
to
got a
believe.
sore bottom, and I made it in.
Keep talking.
I pulled a muscle in my bum.
How?
I don't know. And it really hurts.
Have you tried to trace back through the week and figure out what made it happen?
I went to see the osteopath yesterday. He put an elbow in it for half an hour. I cried.
His own?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, they got detachable elbows for that. Prosthetic elbows.
Elbows. Just hold this elbow in there for 2 hours and...
Yeah. Can I get that away? You can take that away, though. I won't be needing that elbow for quite a while.
We had an email about Oliver the Humanzee. For those that didn't watch it, there was a documentary last night about a chimp that was supposedly a human or was half human or might
favourite
seem like...
programme ever.
Yeah.
For a week, Carl has been saying it's going to be brilliant.
I wish he was here
And
to
he's not here to discuss it, sadly.
Yeah.
But Lee Cranston has emailed in and says, I thought the best part of the Oliver programme was the guy Vincent Pace, the camp fella at the piano, telling how he first met Oliver. Quote, he grabbed his female owner, turned her around and bent her over and went to mount her. I made her an offer to buy him the next day. Vincent was then shown in a very nostalgic mood playing melancholic music. He obviously wanted some monkey action.
He really, that's.
I mean, it is potentially liable.
That's liable. It's a joke there, but
I don't take any responsibility for what Lee Cranston says, or indeed the fact that he puts at the end, did he want to turn Oliver into a gay pansy? Question mark. That's Lee's thoughts and opinions. They don't necessarily reflect those of XFM.
He sees the chimp mount a human and go, I've got to have that chimp. I must have that chimp. Oh, poor Carl. Where is he?
As you mentioned earlier, he was very well endowed, apparently. I didn't see it myself.
It was a big
boy.
chimp.
Big
Sure.
boy.
A big half boy.
Yeah.
A big half boy, half chimp. Honestly, Juan on XFM 104.9. Right, I just called Carl again. I've been calling him all the time, trying to get through to him, right? He's changed his message, so he is listening, and I've got proof. So can you just call the number, Claire?
Yeah.
Right, call this number. Now listen to this. This is really annoying.
We should tell you now that this is not an amusing sketch or setup.
No.
What's happening there, Claire? Not quite happening for you?
No, it's all right. We'll try that again.
Try that again, Claire.
Yeah.
I'm livid now.
I'm genuinely annoyed, because you'll see, when you hear the message, you'll realise why. Right.
Okay, right. Let's try again.
I don't know who he thinks he is now. I'm beginning to wonder if his minor celebrity is going to his head. All this nice write-up in Heat magazine.
Yeah.
It's changed him. Richard Anderson, incidentally, has emailed in.
Go on.
Dickers Anderson. It's not happening, is it, there?
Is it?
Why not?
Because I'm a bit stupid.
Why can't...
I can't work it out, can I?
Can't figure it out.
How would you call someone normally?
Well, normally I just pick up the phone and dial it.
Sure.
No, I
And
don't
then
mean.
get- you
No,
know.
I mean.
But it's like I have a problem getting it through the desk. I tell you what, can I play an ad break and practice? I'll pretend this didn't happen and then
Do you
come
know,
back
in a
to
weird
you.
way, it's like,
It's like
Carl's
having
still
Carl.
here.
It's like having Carl. Play the ads.
I'll get back to you.
Bit of Snoop. Never. And when did a bit of Snoop ever hurt anyone, Steve?
Absolutely. Never, I don't think.
Okay. Carl's away. He pulled the wool over Claire's eyes. There's a few people out there that believed he was ill. I knew he wasn't. In fact, at one point I thought, maybe he is ill. His message on his answer machine has changed in the last 5 minutes, and listen to it, and this is evidence that he's not ill, right?
Okay,
All right, then.
Yeah.
If you don't read out, Richard Anderson, I should just say, has got in touch.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Oh, Claire.
No, I can do it. Just tell
All
me
right.
Anderson.
This is ludicrous. Yeah, so obviously Richard Anderson, he's emailed in his thoughts. Dickie Anders, Randy Anders.
You. Dickster, Dickmeister General.
Dickmeister General. And he says there's something making... Have we got it, Claire? He says there's something making strange yelping noises in the thicket at the end of my garden. Shall I go and prod it to see if it's Carl?
Sorry I'm not in today, but not well on that. No more Rockbusters. I think that's what's affected me. It's got me down a bit.
So he's joking.
Yeah.
The doctor said I'll be back swinging on my tyre in no time.
So
See you later.
he was listening.
He's clearly listening.
So he was listening because we said about swinging on
We'll
the
see the
side.
message.
At any time.
Right. Carl, call me. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll play a little game. Carl would appreciate this. Call me, Carl, or I'm going to give out your number. What's the first 5 or 6 digits, Claire?
Well, it's 07968.
07968. Okay. Phone now, Carl. Start calling now. Right, give the next number, Claire.
You said
Give the next number.
1.
Make a
One.
note of this, because
Okay.
if you want to call Carl yourself...
07968, and the first number to be given out is 1. He's not ill. How do you feel now, Claire? Because he's made a fool of you, because you believed him.
I actually
He's
felt
made a
really
monkey out of
sorry
you.
for him
Yeah.
last night. But now, passed out, I feel a little bit let down.
Right, okay, so we give a number out every 5 minutes until Carl calls, because we know he's listening now. He's taking the piss. He's not ill, obviously, you can hear that. That was as long as a link, so he could have been here. He could definitely call.
Are we leaving this message? Is this a message we're still leaving on his phone?
Yeah.
We're still leaving it.
Good.
Yeah. Good, yeah.
Why don't we leave the rest of the show on his phone? As a message?
leave it up.
He's got to listen through it all so he can delete it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing, of course, is that he's not going to get paid for this.
No.
So he's thrown away 80 quid.
That's 80
right?
pounds.
Now, in Manchester, that's a week's wages. So
Easily.
he's obviously been spoilt. For all his mank charm, he's down here, he's living the life of
He
Riley.
thinks 80 quid's nothing.
He thinks 80 quid's nothing
Up there,
already.
you could be buying you could buy yourself your own horse.
Yeah.
You could probably get yourself a deposit on a flat.
I'd have thought so.
Up
I'd
there,
have thought so,
easily.
yeah. And so, or sun lamps, because it's always dark.
Yeah.
He could go mental up there. Now,
Dog piece of string.
So what's the first few digits we've given out?
07968.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
then,
code.
And then
we've got
1. Okay, we give out a
Another
number.
of Carl's phone number digits.
So take that down, because we love calling him. Should we have a little bit of feed or
Let
something?
me just
Yeah.
tell you what Dick has said.
Yeah.
He said, Richard Anderson, he also said, P.S. the show's still rubbish without Carl.
Still rubbish without Carl. Now, is that a compliment? It's still rubbish without Carl, which suggests he thought it might be better without Carl.
No, I think he means it's equally rubbish.
Right. Brilliant.
Nothing
Thanks.
changes.
Thanks, Dickers.
Yeah, he's
Good
nothing
old Dick
from-
Meister. That's Feeder, just the way I'm feeling, on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis. Well, he's defying me. He's not calling in. We're going to give out his number, and he's not calling in. That's even more annoying. Who does he think he is?
I don't know who he thinks he is. I'll tell you I'll tell you who he is.
Yeah.
He is a little bold Mancunian.
Let's never
That's
let him
who he
forget that.
is. I don't know who he thinks he is, but there's the fact.
Just, Carl, call in, because you're annoying me and Steve. He's been slagging you off as well, Steve.
Well, go on. What's
In
he
the
saying?
week, he was slagging you off. I mean, in the week, I was joining in and laughing along, but now I'm thinking but now I'm thinking that you're more on my side than he is.
Thanks very much, Rick. I'm glad to see you've come round.
He said he was. I was in the pub with him and Johnny.
All right, so there's a little audience. Good.
And he went, have you seen Men in Black 2? I went, no. He said, have you, Johnny? He went, no. He went, there's a thing in it that looks just like Steve. And I went, what? He went, it's a thing, he's got really gangly arms and bulbous eyes, and it just works really fast in the Aliens registration thing. And I went, all right. I said, well, bring that up Saturday. Since he's not here, you know, what do you think of that?
Well, the reason is, I think the problem I have is this, that if I was to say things like that about Karl, I'd destroy him. He'd be a broken man after I'd finished with him.
Call in, Karl, or Steve's going to say a few things about you.
I'm going to get a couple of home truths out there.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Yeah, we were, you know, at the time I was joining it, we were having, you know, slagging you off on other things as well.
Sure.
But now I'm thinking, maybe
maybe you were wrong.
Maybe I was taking the mickey out of the wrong person behind their back.
Because the Night from Patti Smith, co-written, of course, with Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, it was a co-write, was it?
Yes,
I thought he wrote it. Oh,
yeah.
wow, there you go. Learning something on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis. No Karl. Well, Karl's annoyed me. He's not playing. He's not ill.
Another digit from the number?
Yeah, just do one more digit, Claire.
You serious?
Yeah.
Five.
Yeah. 5. Good.
5, so 1 5. Okay, great. We'll keep doing that. But I'll tell you what. The best revenge is living well.
Indeed.
Why don't we just do a brilliant remaining 50 minutes of show, and show the people that we don't need Karl.
High five. Let's do it.
Okay, you don't need Karl. Right, let's go. Starting now. Some brilliant stuff.
Oh, I was
you going to say something?
Yeah. No, I remember when I was growing up in Manchester.
No, you can't. And so it's funny to me. I tell you. XFM 2.9. I said no. I saw a weird thing. I saw we're in Leicester Square. I was coming through China. I saw a hairy Chinese kid.
No, I don't.
It was weird because they're not usually hairy, are they? Did I tell you about me Auntie Flora?
Is that supposed to be Manchester?
Did I by as like? Did I tell thee about me Auntie Flora who shat herself for 3 hours once? Did I tell you? I don't... there was a woman born
Karl,
once...
you have to phone us. We've got nothing.
Oh, God, he's so annoying. Little twat. Richard Ashcroft, Biting Bottles on XFM 104.9. Well, we might not have Karl, but I think we've got a few ads, haven't we?
Oh, brilliant.
Got quite a few. That's the new one from Blur. Out of Time. Only 3 now. Probably had a sort of Karl equivalent. Who sort of thought, well, I can't be bothered. Graham Cox and they're probably at home listening to that.
Exactly.
Playing guitar, and they're calling up and say, well, you could play along. He went, no, I'm ill.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ill. Come on, Graham, if you're playing, I can hear you playing guitar now. No, I'm ill.
Yeah. Have they replaced Coxon?
No.
They haven't replaced him?
No.
Oh, right.
Well, they probably will do when they go on tour, but I think they aren't actually.
Well, I play guitar, I don't know.
That's true enough. You're pretty hot on the...
If, Raymond, you want someone to,
Oh, actually, Steve, in answer to your question, for the live dates, it's one of the blokes from the Verve. Ex-Verve, remember?
Did she interrupt me again?
I think so. I'm a fear in it.
God, I can't
think I was talking.
Yeah, I don't know if you were...
You know, I might be mental, but I think I was talking.
Claire, when's your radio show on? Normally, when do you host a radio show?
Am I allowed to plug it?
Go on,
yeah, go on.
Tell us.
Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m.
Well, maybe we'll come along and start talking over you.
I'm just wondering, Rick, who's listening at that time? We've got a prime time which everyone is sat at home listening on a Saturday afternoon, Claire.
Yeah.
It's one of the best radio slots
no one's
in the
going
business.
to football matches or shopping or anything like that.
No.
I want a piece of the action. I need it.
Yes.
I need it.
Well, you've got it.
And they're playing a few dates here and there. Old Blur. Blur.
Good.
And that's off their new album probably with all the other songs and that.
Rick, I was watching TV last night. I just, I think it might have been during the Monkey Show, actually, I'm not sure, but there was an advert, and it reminded me of a little crush that I just felt I should express, because I wonder if, I've often used the platform in the past to just express my feelings for people.
Yeah.
And I realised now, for many, many years, I've had a big crush on the Scottish Widow, from the Scottish Widow adverts. I just want to say to her,
Is it because she's sort of mysterious and hooded?
Partly that. It's also because I guarantee she's available.
Because she's just lost her
She's a
husband.
widow.
Yeah.
And I just think it's time to stop grieving. I think you've been grieving too long. I want to say to her, you're a beautiful lady.
And she's probably got a big lump sum.
I'm thinking she's probably got a sizable amount of cash.
Yeah.
She's obviously got a lot of spare time on her hands, not working or raising kids because she's wandering across the moorlands most of the time.
Her kids are probably grown up.
I'm thinking it's time.
Or they turn to crack or something.
But I'm just saying this. I think it's just time to say, yes, he was a great man.
He was a good man.
He was a lovely guy.
He worked
but
hard
he's
all his
gone.
life.
It's
He's gone.
time to move on. He wouldn't want to see you like this.
No.
Still grieving after 25 years.
No, he'd want to see her being humped by a big lanky thing with steamed up glasses, I reckon.
I'll be honest with you, he hasn't got much say in the matter. He's dead.
Well, all right, don't get nasty.
And frankly,
she's still not over
she is
it.
squandering that money. She could be out. She could be in Europe. She could be in Barbados or Hawaii. She could be spending that cash. She could lose the hooded short and maybe slip into a nice bikini.
Do you know what? I think
she's
wearing,
kept herself in shape.
I reckon she's wearing nothing under that.
That's
shroud.
what I'm thinking.
Dirty slut.
And I'm assuming as she's Scottish, that he was a little bit thrifty.
For him to go. She couldn't wait for the poor bloke to go.
He was obviously, I bet he was a little bit thrifty. He's probably got quite a lot stashed away that she's slowly working her way through.
Yeah. And I want to find out. I want to find out how he died.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Because if I find it's like, there was a roller skate on the top of the stairs,
Exactly.
I'm going to reopen the investigation.
If it was in any way suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Questions
So your husband's
could be asked.
dead, and she went, oh no, where's the money?
Yeah.
Steve Merchant's outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Built like a donkey.
Yeah. He's built like Oliver the chimpanzee.
Yeah, and he wants to get at it.
Yes. He's bought his tandem. Hop on the back.
We're going off to the moors.
Yeah. He's going to fly executive class.
Yeah.
His passport is valid.
I know
He
that.
knows that much.
He's got another 10 years on the passport. Well, I'll tell you what. The boys from Blur, they don't rock.
Sure.
Should we show them how to rock with a bit of Bad Company?
Do it.
It's a classic. Turn it up, Claire. Bad Company. Can't get enough of your love. I'm in a rock mood because
Yeah, I'm
Carl's
enjoying that.
made my blood boil.
Yeah.
Really. I might even play a song, you're probably too young, called Spirit of the Radio by Rush. It's sort of like, for rockers, and people like that, it's like the ultimate sort of pomp, rock, progressive pop song ever. It's classic.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
You might hate it, or you'll love it, or you listen to it ironically. I love it.
Well, you know, I was listening to Led Zeppelin recently. I never really understood the rock phenomenon before, but I just understand it now. It just gets in your blood. It's extraordinary. Crank it up loud, and it is just visceral and amazing. And I wish I could play the guitar.
Sure.
Do you know what I feel like doing?
What?
Writing a little sort of hymn or ballad.
About to Carl?
To Carl.
Yeah.
We've tried threatening him. That's not worked.
Give out one more digit. We got half hour to go. Because they're 3 digits, so it's what is it?
07968
Yeah.
15
Next digit, please.
7.
Okay, 157.
I hope you're making a note of that. You'll be able to phone Carl, leave messages, tell him what you think of him. Unless he phones, he can stop this at any time by just simply calling here in the studio.
You can just call and say, okay, don't... you can just call and say, please don't give my number out. And I'll go... As I always do when I'm winding him up and I'm slapping his head and I'm sort of like spitting on him and stuff. Eventually he goes, shout, stop it. And I go, well, you only had to ask.
Exactly.
So if he calls, I go, you only had to ask. Flaming Lips on XFM 104.9. Well, we got through it without Carl.
I think so, yeah. I've enjoyed myself.
Didn't mention him much, did we?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we need him.
I always quite enjoy it when he's absent, actually.
I know, because we can have a nice chat as opposed to him just going, remember when I had Chinese hair and there were old woman eating her own legs
It's
and my
just
dad
gobbledygook
put
things, eh?
a Forrest Gump in a wheelie bin.
Yeah. Claire brings a certain kind of level of class to it, dare I say that, you know. She's inept in her own way.
In her own way, yeah. I mean, there's no one, there's no one any good working there. I mean,
no, I don't want to give you that.
There's no like proper, the only proper DJ is probably Camfield, I'd have thought, because he's nearly 13 now, and he's been in the he's been in the radio 12 and a half years. See, they tested him, and he's half human, half Vance. which is quite
he's got quite
weird.
a lot of, I think he's got the 48 chromosomes that Tommy Vance has got. That makes one Tommy Vance.
Tommy Vance, and a little bit extra.
Because one of those chromosomes is pure Jack Daniels. It's just Jack Daniels chromosome. It corresponds exactly to a Jack Daniels.
And there's some Lemmy genes,
exactly.
I think you'll find.
In there as well.
But although, I'll tell you what, I share with Camfield a couple of loves. I agree that one of the greatest programmes of all time is Columbo.
Columbo is brilliant.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're showing them all. There's so many channels showing them now. I think Granada Plus show them. I think BBC show them.
Yeah.
I think everyone's got a bit of it.
I think he's made 18,000 episodes,
Are
apparently.
they still making them, though?
I think they keep turning up.
No, they did in the 90s. They're not quite as good, but I think the original ones, they're great. He's got this great character, and I share that with him. I do like a bit of rock. Should we play Rush? It's just Spirit of the Radio. I mean, we get canned by people who like new metal and Blur and that and those trendy bands, all that, the kids bands and that.
But you think this is pure?
Yeah, I don't
Pure
think
rock.
this would feature in X-Ray magazine. They've got some great bands in them. They've got Kaloop, they've got Demp, they've got Flap Nibble coming out with their new single. It's an EP, and Strep, the early,
excellent.
not the later Strep, the early Strep, the unrecorded years, which is the only ones I like by Strep. And that guy in it, you know, the drummer Kibble, he's got his own fringe. He's in for a chat with Christian on the Breakfast Show, where you could win a trip to O'Neill's in Camden. This is Rush. And Spirit of the Radio, everything in that. Let's put every type of music. Okay, go to reggae, into rock. Okay, opera, go mental now. Go mental on the drums. Double that. Double the. How many bass drums have you got? Just the one. Go mental on it.
Yeah.
Right.
It is obscene.
That is everything in that, isn't it?
How long is it? Like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's lovely.
They should people don't play music like that anymore.
There's only 3 of them. I just
Is there
think
only 3 of them?
yeah. There's that. And just one day in Canada.
Yeah.
They just went right. We're only going to make one single.
Yeah.
So let's put every type of music into that single.
Yeah. It's almost like a Stars on 45 version of music of all time.
Of every
music
rock
they've heard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good,
Are they
isn't
still
it?
going? Do they still play?
I don't know. I've no idea. But that was for Camfield. There was Bad Company there and Rush for Camfield. Columbo. That was for Camfield as well. The A-Team. Do you remember once when we were talking about the A-Team and I was slagging it off on your show in the old XFM?
Yeah.
And I was going, I mean, I quite like the A-Team, but sometimes it's too far-fetched to enjoy without it being ironic or it being for kids. And I could hear fuming from outside. I could feel him going... He didn't know who to call. He wanted to call Vance or someone or Lemmy. He didn't know... Right? And then I said, if you can't find the A-Team, they outwit the might of the FBI every single week. But an old woman who's having trouble with her landlord can find them.
Yeah.
And the door burst open, and Campy went, "That is because Hannibal sometimes disguises himself as an elderly Chinaman."
Yeah.
And that was his explanation for the whole series.
Yeah.
Oh, that was for Camfield.
That's lovely. That's for his 12th birthday, which is coming up very
13.
soon.
Oh, he's 13. Yeah.
Teenager, yeah.
Oh, he's gonna rock, Steve.
Indeed.
Oh, the phone's going. Play that break. I'll answer the
Oh, it
phone.
might be Carl.
Oh.
Wow, here's a bit of a turn up for the books. Karl Pilkington on the line.
Right.
Yeah, where you been?
I'm off ill, aren't I?
Right. Okay, what's the matter with you?
Just a bit bunged up and that, and got the shakes, got that sort of, that shaky thing to get.
Yeah, that's because you didn't eat last time when Suzanne was at work.
Yeah, well, I think that's what brought it on. Plus, she was away in the week and I put some wet jeans on. And I think that's what's caused the problems.
Well, when did you put them on your head?
No, they were just on the Maiden and the legs felt dry, but they
Just
were
on the what? On the what? Have you got the Maiden? What was she doing there? What do you mean?
On the Maiden that you put clothes on.
What? Your clothes horse.
Maiden.
Your clothes horse.
Well, yeah.
Right, okay, so you put wet jeans on, yeah?
So that's why I'm ill and that. I'm
Right.
not having a good time. I've been watching the football.
So you're just sitting at home watching telly where you could have been sitting here?
Well, I would have been better off there because I've got a chair there. I've got no chair at home at the moment because
Why?
I sold it last week.
Why did you sell a chair?
What, you only had
I
one
was
chair?
telling you.
What?
Look, can't we just, I just was calling up to let you know I was alright and that.
We're not interested in that. We want to know about the chair.
I sold it. I had a little two-seater and I sold it because I'm getting a new one, but I've got to wait another month.
So you've got to sit on the floor for
So
a
you
month.
sold a chair before you had another one?
Well, she might not have wanted to buy it in a month or something. So I got rid of it whilst I could. She was alright, buddy. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, you're going to be in next week?
I look forward to that then. That's a dynamite piece of radio to tune in for. The day Carl sold a chair.
Brilliant.
Alright. So you alright then? It's going alright?
But why did you take this long to call? We asked you to call since the very beginning. We've been phoning you. Why is your phone switched off?
I heard the beginning. I heard the beginning of the show. I thought, yeah, it's going alright, the there and stuff. Turned it off.
You turned it off?
No, I put a tape in though, because even though I'm ill, I'm still showing an interest in it.
Well, you're not. If you're watching football and shaking.
Yeah, well, I'll listen back to it later, so I hope you haven't been dissing me.
No.
Right?
Definitely not.
Don't listen back to it, it's not worth it, but we haven't been dissing you, no.
And I've just been watching a bit of football, right?
Did you watch the Monkey programme last night? You told us to watch the Monkey programme. We all stayed and watched the Monkey programme.
Alright, wasn't it?
What's rubbish, wasn't it? Obviously not half chimp, half human.
Well, I mean, they missed out a lot of the interesting bits.
They didn't have any interesting bits. Those are bits that you made up to make it more interesting.
The bits that I told you about 3 months ago before they decided to make the programme.
Yeah.
What were the bits that you came up with?
Well, they missed out the bits about, the zookeeper.
Right, there wasn't a zookeeper, yeah, go on.
Well, there was, but they left that bit out.
Well, okay, fine. And they left out the bit where it ran from there in 1975.
In terms of those that did research, they actually went and filmed it, you read it on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chances are you're the one with the facts wrong.
Yeah, I think they also left out the bit when it jumped over 3 double-decker buses on a motorbike.
On Evel Knievel's motorbike.
Yeah. So, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Not only do you not bother turning up, but you turn off the radio and start watching football.
Yeah, I turned it off, but I've recorded it. I'll listen back later and sort of...
Well, what good is that?
Sort of, I like to keep it in shape and that. I'll have a word next week.
Alright. If you receive any phone calls from people you don't know, we don't know anything about that. Instantly, we don't know why that is happening. That is just going to be a weird, spooky thing. So
and don't bother telling the story about Men in Black 2 either, because I don't think people will be interested.
Actually, on the subject of Men in Black 2, what?
Have you seen that, Steve?
No, I haven't, Carl. Tell me about it.
You should see it.
Go on. Why?
Because there's this thing in it.
Go on. What, a stupid, bald Mancunian tosser?
No, weirder than that.
There isn't anything weirder than that.
Big eyes, it was gangly.
Keep talking.
And, you've got to see it, because you wouldn't believe how the likeness and that. You've got to get the film out tonight.
Right.
It's not as weird, it had a normal voice, right?
He's done you and he's not even here!
I'll tell you what, mate, it ain't worth coming in next week.
Stay on the line, Carl. Play a record, Claire. Kings of Leon, Molly's Chambers. What do you think of that, Carl?
Alright.
There's a surprise.
Another
insightful remark.
Steve is not a fan now. Not only does he know you've been slagging him off behind his back.
No, I wasn't slagging Steve. If you get it out on the DVD tonight, you'll know I'm not slagging you off. It could be your brother.
I love the fact that it makes it worse, but you're gonna go, oh, he wasn't slagging me off. It does look like me. I do think I'm an alien. I love the fact that you hope Steve will go, he's got a point. It's a spitting image. Yeah.
I am, seriously, Carl, I'm really angry. I'm so angry with you at the moment.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I know, because I know what it's going to be, and I'm just...
Why?
I'll tell you why I'm angry, because he doesn't do it in jest.
No, but what do you think it's going to look like? What do you think this thing's going to look like?
Going to look ludicrous. It's not going to look anything like me, but he's going to pretend it does. Go on, what? Go on.
No, it does look like you.
Yeah, of course it does. And you looked like the Human Z.
Well,
I mean, to be honest, you did a bit, Carl. You walk like him, you're bold like him, you got a sort of gormless face like him. Any more?
I don't smoke. That does. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not well on that.
Oh, you're not well.
What exactly is wrong with you? You whinger.
Well, it's just, do you know, like I always tell you about the restless leg syndrome I've got. It's like that, but all over.
So you're just shaking around the house?
I'm just, yeah.
What do you look like, Elvis? What are you doing? You're shaking around the house.
I'll tell you, with your bald head, you probably look like an enormous vibrator.
Oh, God.
That's what you probably look like if you strip naked.
Oh, you'll have the Scottish widow coming round. Oh, dear.
What's the name, by the way? I heard you talking about that. That's
Amanda Lamb.
Amanda Lamb, who's in the Place in the Sun programme.
Is she actually a widow? Is she a Scottish widow?
Hoots, man, my husband's dead. Do you want any money and a bit of my clam?
Brilliant.
All right?
That's the sort of quality you've missed out on today. Well, anyway, you're going to be back next week. We need you back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you know? Also, how did you know you were going to be ill today? Because you phoned and arranged this yesterday.
Convenient.
And I spoke to you yesterday and you didn't sound very ill.
I felt ropey yesterday.
You've got a bit of a bunged up nose.
Even though
I have a bit of a bunged up
Even though I was
nose.
ill, I still sorted it out. Yeah?
I'm a little bit sweaty.
Even though I was
Carl,
ill,
sorting it out does not mean you phone up Sturgis and send her down.
That's not sorting it out. That's making things worse. Have you learnt nothing?
Thanks, Claire.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the
All right,
problem.
mate.
Yeah. My leg's a little bit achy.
Oh, wearing wet jeans.
Oh, I put wet jeans on again. My lasagna it was frozen.
Can you hear the venom and hatred in our voices today? We genuinely are upset and angry with you.
Yeah. Can't believe it. I cannot believe that
Right, well, the thing is, we'll be back to normal next week, right? We've got Billy Elliot doing the film next week.
Right.
Any prizes?
Got some good stuff.
Have you got any films with Burt Reynolds in to give away on VHS?
And I'll see you then.
Great, we're looking forward to it already.
I'll see you later.
See you later. Hot heat, bandages, XFM, we're off, innit?
That's it, it's all over.
Yeah.
Back next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Claire.
Bye.
Talk.